Hey everyone, welcome to Sunday Night Geekery number 135. And apologize for my really raspy voice. I've got a cold, I think, a lot worse than Joe Biden. I brought something back from me from Louisiana. Maybe, I don't know. I don't want to blame those fine folks in Louisiana, but I came back with something and it's wiped me out. I had almost no voice yesterday. So, it seems a little bit back. So, famous last words won't be too long of a show tonight, but we'll see. But you guys, all my partners here can yell at me. And hail to Claude Salen and Mrs. And we'll say hi to everyone in the chat. But first, of course, want to say hail to my great buddy, Dad Man Walking 55, who was good to get that chance to be able to see him in 3D or in person. So hail to the great Dad Man. And I think he had to go get some unicorn ice cream. But here's Dad Man's intro.
Where'd they go?
Right there.
Oh, screw you!
No, we got to do the fervently emo.
Over that way.
God damn it, Mark! Jeez.
And we got the great Pat S here. Hail to Pat S. I think Pat is there.
Good evening, buddy.
Good evening. And
I am.
Courtney's
Can you
here.
hear me?
We got you 5x5. We got you. And then
Awesome.
Courtney's here, but she's on the road, so she'll be popping
I'm
in and
not
out.
quite on the road yet. So
There's
say
Courtney.
hi real
Yep,
quick,
there's
and,
Courtney.
Yeah,
Yep,
we're
yep.
walking out to the car. But
And
hi,
I'll start
everybody.
Mike.
I'm sorry, Mark.
That's okay. I'm wearing
I-
the shirts from that Mike
Hey,
gave me. So
I didn't
my
want to
wife
burn
told
the
me-
biscuits, so sorry, Mark.
That's okay, but my wife said, "Don't you're never wearing any this in public." Maybe I'll just wear it every day. But here, I'll back up.
There you go.
This man.
So I'm going to go off camera now to walk up to the car. But I just
Okay.
hi everyone, and I'll be here.
Thank you,
Thanks for
Courtney. Yeah,
having
of
me.
course we open the show with some levity, but it's still sad. Obviously, we're always gonna remember our buddy Mike and great clobbering times, and second show without him. So it's he never missed a show. So really do always be thinking of missing him. And of course, he did this background for me, which he always showed on his show. So I said, "Oh, let me use that. Let me use this background that he made for me." For do the next few Sunday Night Geekeries. Typically I would put the acolyte on there or whatever is really great, new and entertainment. So thank you again to Mike for making that for me. So really appreciate that. So that's really special. And he had his way with making all those graphics, and you could always tell a Clobbering Times graphic there. So it's we're going to talk tonight. Basically, the show tonight going to talk about our trip down there. Of course, I got to see Dad Man and Pat S and Jill. And Jill, you got the link if you're out there if you feel like popping in. Got to see Ace. A lot of family members. Got to meet Raquel and Andy. Some of the gang. So it was good to put a face onto everyone and meet everyone in person. Obviously sad that's not the ClobbyCon that we'd wanted. D-Bud had been talking about, a lot of us have been talking about, and hail to Stephen M. Sorry and Matthew Pounder. Sorry if I'm missing anyone in the chat. I'll catch up with the chat, but it's always great to see, get to meet people and see people in person. And despite the, really tough circumstances, it did make it a lot better to see people, and it did help a lot. And Steve Mitchum and I rented a car together, and thank you to Claude, picked me up at the airport and hung out with me a little bit with Ollie's. We'll show some of those pictures too in a minute. And we hung out at Ollie's and waited for Steve to get the car. And, Dad, man, you got a lot of background noise on your end. I'm not sure if
It might be a fan. Let me check.
Yep, that's okay. Yep.
Do you still hear it now?
That's better now. Yep.
Okay.
Some swishing before, but so it was good. As you say, it's good to. And Max, we got to meet Max, and we'll show some of those pictures. It was good to hang out with everyone. Although, never did get to see Mike. Felt like you knew him really well. It was nice to meet his mom and dad and the family, and you could see how many people, all the nephews and nieces, how much they loved Uncle Mike, or as like a lot of them called him, and grown men, his nephews he'd go watch every weekend. We'd go watch football with at his favorite, famous his famous love for the New Orleans Saints and you know, and sports ball, and or you know, he'd go to his parents' house every Sunday night for dinner. That's why sometimes we'd always see, oh, I'm gonna be late, a little bit late for the geekery. I hope that's okay. I'm like, of course it's okay. I appreciate you there, but that's why
Yeah.
we do it. Was some at the end of the show, I knew something was wrong because you know, hadn't heard from any. Always would, you know, message or something. So I had a little Philip story. But the other thing I wanted to do, I
That
just
was odd. Yeah. It was weird not having him there.
that was there. Yep. So yeah. So what I'm gonna do is you know, address a couple of things that in the been going around in the chats and in the interwebs, and just clear it up, and let's not dwell on anything and move. I want to move everything forward, but you know, address the channel. So I was never, just to cut to the chase, I was never offered, you know, control of Clobbering Times channel, or you know, one thing I did say at that memorial service that Wednesday, I said, "Oh, it would be nice to maybe host a show honoring Mike and the late great Marc C. You know, a comic book show honoring them. It, you know, would be maybe nice to do that, but there was no inference that I would take over the channel or wanted to, or even have time to. I volunteer about 5 different nonprofit boards. I'm a scoutmaster. I run my own business, and that's why I love being on Mike's channel. You know, he did all the hard work, and I would just go there sometimes at 11 o'clock and just jump in, or sometimes if I heard something earlier, I would pop in. But I would say, you know, if I heard something, I'd pop in. And in the beginning, I would ask, and you know, he would ask like, "Oh, you can come in." And afterwards, like, "Just come in whenever you want." So, you know, I was at the end. He said, "You know, you're my sidekick on your channel, you know, on my channel, and on your channel, Sunday Night Geekery, I'm your sidekick," which is pretty humble of him. You know, I consider myself a partner on this channel with Raquel. We're all, you know, work together, and but there was no, you know, there was never any, you know, maybe that got misconstrued or misunderstood, or, but you know, the family and Raquel's, I guess everyone's seen Raquel's statements, said she didn't want to continue Saturday Night Star Trek, which I understand. That's her thing with Mike, and they had told me, asked me years ago, or they'd said, you know, they're considering adding me to the show, but you know, didn't think that would be good. The show would be too long. And I said, well, I would have said no anyway, because that was your thing. You know, Raquel and Clobby, that was their show together, so special. And then we got to do the clubhouse together. And I understand that, you know, the Raquel without, you know, without Clobbering Times, you know, it's not the same. Like, who wants to watch Marc D on Clobbering Times or Raquel on Clobbering Times? I mean, I guess maybe Saturday Night Star Trek could have gone on, but without Clobbering Times there, without the captain there, how can you go on? So I agree with what Raquel said, and after thinking it over, you know, I appreciate that and have no problem, you know, no problem with that any way, shape, or form. But there was never any plans for me to, you know, take over and do things. The only thing I suggested to Raquel, which she agreed with, was maybe doing some special shows or some anniversary shows, getting the gang back together, and maybe we'll do that down the road, and things will be fun. But I just hope everyone just stops talking about what, you know, happened to the channel and what's going to happen. You know, right now it's just archived. We can all go there and enjoy it. So if anyone's been sending nastygrams to Raquel or sent nastygrams, please stop. I think Raquel's had her say, so I hope both sides can just you know, let it lie. I don't think Mike would appreciate any of the back and forth on either side going, you know, attacking Raquel, or I don't think it helps matters too. So I think just let's enjoy Mike. And what I'd like to do is just people start posting about how great Mike was, and I've seen a lot of that, and how much they appreciated him, and let's just move forward. And you know, he's got his ever loved website, so I'm going to post that. That's pinned in there. Everyone just go there right now. Everyone put a something in the chat right there, just a nice memory of Mike, which I know the family would appreciate. And Steve Mitchum had tried to pop in. I think he popped in and out, a bad connection, but yeah, so let's just move forward. And I think it's for the best that, you know, Mike's, there's no Clobbering Times anymore. There's no Mike, right? So you know, how could his shows continue? But I think maybe down the road doing some tributes and always remembering him. You know, it's tough to say, oh, there's no more Saturday Night Star Trek, you know. You know, it's would have never been the same, or the clubhouse without Mike. How can you do that, right? So I hope a lot of the same, you know, it's a lot of the same people that were listening to Mike. We'd hang out here because it was kind of an extension of his shows because he never missed, and he was just so much fun. But I hope everyone that's a fan of Mike's and will stick around here, and I think most of you guys enjoyed the geekery too. So we can talk a lot about Stargirl now, and Michael maybe hit me with some lightning bolts from above if we talk about Stargirl or clam pizza. But I just want to say it was just so amazing being at that service and seeing how many people respected him and loved him, just the family. And I just hope I have, a tenth of that many people showing up at my memorial someday or remembering me. And he's gonna be remembered forever because of how many people he touched, which is the most important thing. And I'm seeing people posting, when I'm trying to make sure I get my thoughts out correctly.
Well, Mark, while you get your thoughts together, it was international. He was a worldwide figure because we were asked by several people overseas to leave roses for them. I know Snell Messiah, Mr. Angel, Hungry Boy, and we signed a guest book for them and for a number of other people. So, that was the legend of Clobby, is that he just touched people all around the world, not just here in America, not just the people that he saw in person. We were privileged to visit and actually have dinner with him last year on the start of our trip. And to get to meet, and the missus explains it better, but to actually meet the people that knew him in real life over there, to hear their stories, which was consistent with our experience, especially the way at a restaurant, the waitresses, everybody had a story about the way he played with the waitresses. Well, we saw it firsthand, and it was, and that was him. It was a great guy. And so, definitely a legend and big hole for a lot of people, but
it'll never be as people are saying, it'll never be the same. So I am planning on doing some watch parties. I'm not going to review Blake 7. Going to leave that to the club members of the clubhouse, but I think I'll eventually start doing some of the watch parties. So maybe we'll finish at least watching Blake 7, and maybe we'll do in the Night Stalker, and then eventually maybe does anyone want to do Voyager watch parties with me? But maybe we'll do some better stuff. I watched like this weekend. Oh, and Steve's trying to get in. We'll see if he connects. I watched Superman 3. Well, I watched Superman 1, not so good. I skipped it. I haven't watched Superman 3 in a long time. Hail Matthew Pounder. And God, that's a bad movie, Superman 3. I watched Used Cars, and I started watching Probe again. And I didn't think the first episode was that great. And Maddie's daddy, you're not connecting for some reason. Your device is getting burned. But so yeah, we're gonna do some of those things, and we're gonna keep doing the geekery. And maybe I'll do like another, additional watch party. Maybe I'll add a Wednesday or Thursday show just as a late night hangout. Hey, Andrew Lopez is here. Hey, Andrew, one of my son of one of my really good friends, one of my best buds, Rob, who we always talk about on the show, would watch Star Trek with me, could quote pretty much any show at verbatim. So great to see Andrew here, and he's a real talented musician like his dad, and he's got a lot of followers on the YouTubes too. So he's doing glad to see Andrew here and doing really well. So big shout out to him. And yeah,
Mark,
sorry if my voice sounds bad.
Yeah, you're kind of, I was just saying, I want you to be careful with your voice. Try not to lose it tonight till you get done. But I just want to loop back around before we leave this, and don't worry, I'm not going to go into any great details, but I do think it's important to say, and I'm not going to name names here or anything like that, but I think it's important that I point out two things. One is that at no time, and I don't care what anybody's read, okay, and I could prove this, but I won't. At no time did Mark try to do anything to take over anything. It's ludicrous. Mark has a channel that has subscribers and all on it, and as far as we all were concerned about Clobby being honored in some way, and we have two people who've named shows after him. Nick Weiser's changed his Friday night show to include Clobby, and on Wednesday nights, Loki changed his show and it was named after Clobby. So that satisfies one of the things I was concerned about. The second thing is, and it really is all I have to say about this, is that Clobby's children are great people. They wanted nothing. As a matter of fact, all they've tried to do is give Clobby's stuff away, which is worth considerable money. So anybody that has in their mind that they are money grubbing people and they were going to try to keep Clobby's thing running, or that they started a GoFundMe for anything other than taking care of their father and whatever needs he would have, if God forbid he pass on, which he did. None of those things are cheap. If you've ever had a parent who is infirmed, that costs a lot of money. When somebody passes away, and people make these stupid jokes sometimes, like, I don't care, zip me up in a glad bag and throw me in the counter. You can't do that. Okay, there's laws. You have to dispose of people in a proper way, and those things cost money. And nobody made out like a bandit on anything. Believe me, you rarely do unless somebody's leaving a sizable state when they go. So everybody that was there, that's his family. They cared about him and they loved him. He was very involved in his family. He was involved in other things. And the fact of the matter is, to say anything less than that diminishes Clobby. And that's what I care about the most. Care about Clobby, and since Clobby's no longer with us, I care about his children, and it's important that people know that. And that really is all I have to say about that. But I just thought it should be pointed out, and I don't think it should have been about you, Mark, because if you were to say, "Well, I didn't do," it sounds like maybe like Mark's saying that. But I'm telling you, as somebody who's been behind the scenes for this thing, it would have been even if you wanted to, even if they would have begged you, please take it over, Mark. You just couldn't have, dude. You couldn't have. There's just too much going on. But good evening, Steve.
Thank you, Pat.
Good to see you again, sir.
Hail to the great
no problem.
Steve.
I thought it was there's about 50 things I could address, but those are just the two I care about, and the rest of it's just suss itself out.
Well, yeah, I just want everyone to just put this behind us and not talk about it anymore, and just everyone just treat everyone with respect, and enough said on that, and let's celebrate clobbering times. And I just wanted to say, for my part of it, that I agree with the channel not going forward and archiving, and just enjoying it as it is. So and we have if you want to give money to the GoFundMe, it's up to you. But I can assure you that when my dad passed away, it's not cheap to pay for all these different things, and of course he's going to have some huge medical bills too. So it's up to you. I'm not the GoFundMe link is there if you choose to.
It's there. Jonathan has said he does not wish for us to promote anymore, because I was going to put it in Brandon's stream last Saturday, and once he hit 15, he was like, "Dude, we're good, thank you." I was like, "Okay, buddy."
Enough, And then the other thing I'd like to say too is they did turn off the memberships because they didn't want to collect any money from the membership, without having any new shows, which I think was the right thing to do too. So but let's we'll salute our buddy, and we'll talk about it. We'll show some pictures, and Steve, I'm wearing one of the shirts I got. Where's your shirt, Steve? Where's your I think it's too big. This shirt is actually kind of fits me. I gotta keep my diet going that I started the week before. But Steve is going to get his shirt. Yeah.
I'm 6'1", about 215 pounds or so. I am lost in this thing. Mike,
I've been working out. I filled mine up.
Mike was over 500 pounds, and all of it was heart. I have to say, Pat, you did what you said was perfectly said. I'm trying to control my emotions because, quite frankly, people have attacked Mike's family, people who've never met them. And as you said, Jonathan just wanted to give everything away to Mike's friends. Mike was the least. I was looking through my old text messages, and I tried to send him a couple $100 on a check for letting me stay on his sofa all the time. And he didn't. He said, "I'm not cashing this check." And I said, "Mike, cash the damn check." And he didn't.
But doesn't that speak to the character of the man? He was about others and helping others before, and that's kind of what some of the point was that he wouldn't have wanted it for himself.
His son
that's
is the
a tribute to his greatness.
His son is the same way. Jonathan, before this all happened, he said, "I don't want any money," and he could use it. He could use it, but he is as what's the opposite of greedy? Whatever that is, Mike was, and Jonathan is too. And I'm actually a lot more angry because I've known Mike for, I think Mike said 43 years or something. And for some people trying to step between him and his children who he taught to walk and to talk and to help them with their homework. It makes me very angry. It's a good thing that I'm not in the same city with some of these people. And I'm sorry to bring down your channel, Mark, but that's how I feel. Mike was my best friend. He would have died for me, and I feel the same way. So with that, I am going to say good night, and I want to bring everybody down. I'm not sure if I'm going to be on YouTube anymore. I may not. This may be my last. I may tune in from time to time to people's streams, but well, I came at this from a different angle. Mark's heard me say this probably ad nauseum. I came at this from a different angle than everybody else. You all were on YouTube and found Mike. I moved across the country and found a way that I could still hear Mike's voice and interact and talk with him as we did. You know, he's as everybody, you know, Pat has said it. I'm sure Mark has said it. I said, if you watched his memorial service, I said, I believe my exact words were, Mike Alonso was the best man I've ever known, and my brother is sitting right there. And my brother's a close second, by the way. He and Mike became like this after one meeting. There are both guys that were completely selfless, that put aside their own interests every single damn time for somebody else's. And now people are casting aspersions on the character of the children that he raised. And he raised them to be good people, very good people. As I've said before, Mark, I've known a lot of people, we all have, who said, oh, if there's anything I can do, let me know. And they don't mean it. You know, they won't interrupt a lunch to help out a friend. Mike would have, Courtney, you live somewhere in the Midwest, I think, and you never met Mike in person. If you said you needed help, he'd have jumped in a car and his truck and started driving. Same goes.
I know that. Sure. I know that, Steve. He was one of the people that made me feel comfortable being on like Sunday Night Geekery when I'd never seen an episode of Star Trek. He never like made me feel stupid for asking questions about everything, you know. And he always made me feel welcome. I felt like I knew him in real life.
Well, Six, please don't go, but we're gonna show some good memories and things too. So please stick around.
Before you, just really quickly, because I am going to leave, because I'm clearly, you know, I'm very angry, and you wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
I'm sending you.
Mike would be laughing. Mike would be laughing at that reference. You're right, Courtney. He never said, "Oh, you don't know about this." He welcomed people in. Oh, you don't know about Star Trek? Come on in, have a seat. I'll teach you about how Mudd's Women was about drug use and prostitution in a way that the censors wouldn't know. Or that I think one of Mark's favorite episodes, the Doomsday Machine, was an anti-nuclear message, and they couldn't do those things in that day. And so Mike would have great pleasure in teaching people these things, or about comic books. You know, the same thing. Iron Man was an anti-Vietnam War statement. The Hulk was an anti-weapons or nuclear weapons statement. Spider-Man was about doing the right thing, and they put in replications for himself because it made a story, you know, easy. But Mike welcomed everybody in. He would, if you had questions, he would talk to you about it. And Mike, as Mark knows, Mike could disagree with you vehemently, if that's the way you pronounce it, about something, and then say, well, you want to go to lunch? Because he would never attack the person. He might attack season 3 of Picard, for example, but he would never turn on you and say, Mark, you're an idiot for liking this. You know, he would just say, well, this is fine. You're wrong. Yeah. And then he would still
Mrs. is headed out. Oh, take care, Mrs. Dadman.
Oh, bye.
Yeah, I think I'm driving people away.
I know that you're angry, Steve, and I am sending you all the positivity and the love. And I think of Clobby, and I'm thinking all positive things about him. I'm ignoring anything that people are saying because Clobby was only positive for me. Honestly and truly, he was never a negative force in any way in my life. So
No, I agree. That's
Yes.
why I'm so passionate about the way I feel. Because he was a good man and his kids are good men. So, Mark, before I go, I just want to say thank you for saving the shirt. I never planned to wear it, actually. I didn't want to save it for myself. You know, you could have tagged it. I just wanted to save it from the scissors because this is Mike's favorite image of all of comicdom, and it had a lot of personal meaning to him. And I think he would have liked the idea of a.
We'd be glad you're wearing it, and I'm wearing this one too. So yeah.
Yeah, I think he would have loved the idea of a quilt, but I think he would have said every other one, maybe not this one. So, you know,
we got her like 15 more shirts for a quilt, so she's making some nice ones. Yep.
Yeah, and it's a great.
Steve,
hey, don't get me wrong, it's a great.
She's got quite a few.
It's a great idea. It's a great idea. It's a great gesture. I think that this is just the one that Mike would have said, maybe not that one. You know, so
yeah.
Steve, I'm sure Mark wants to say something to you before you go, but I just wanted to say, Steve, that I'm not going to tell you don't go, don't come back on YouTube. You got to do with it. I think people are kind of forgetting, man. We're still grieving on this. People, you've got to grieve it the way you want. But I am going to say this, dude. You know where we are, okay? And whenever you want to come back, if you want to hang out and chat, if you want to come on here, as long as Mark's okay with you being here, which I'm sure he is, but I just try to be real respectful to everybody here. You do what you got to do, bub. You know, honestly, man, you handle this the way you want to handle it. And Mike was your friend, dude, your best friend, but you have other friends too. And I'm just going to leave it at that, Chief. But you do what you feel, man. We're here. We're here if you want to come back and hang.
Pat, you have a way with words, man. You really, you have a great voice and
you say
great things. And yeah. And I really enjoyed. Thank you, by the way, for hanging with me all day last week when waiting for my flight.
Yeah, dude, that was weird yet fun. I'm glad we did.
It was like, weird.
Like let's kill 8 hours. Yeah.
if I were still in Louisiana, yeah, I would totally, hang with you,
dude. And let's be honest. Did you send Mark those pictures? Mark might have missed the second best meal he could have had. That muff was good, dude. You missed it.
Yeah, I do have some pictures to show. So, but
that muffalata was pretty amazing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I
do. I don't know if I'll be back. Like you said, I'm still grieving. This isn't something that I've gone through. This is something that I am going through. I think it's hitting me harder now than it did immediately because I was trying to keep everything together for Mike. But
we understand if you need time. But yeah, I would like to hear from you again.
I will still. Sorry, I have a toddler jumping around here, being cute. I will still be watching your shows and clicking the like button and all that stuff. I just don't know if I'll be back on camera again.
Well, I hope you feel like coming back someday. But I appreciate you being here as always, and consider you a friend now. So we can always just pick up the phone and talk too, right? Doesn't have to be on Sunday Night Geekery.
Yeah, you've got my number. Jill's got my number. You can feel free to give Courtney my number. I think Dadman's got it. Pat asks if you want my number. Mark's got it. You can get it from him or from Jill. I come back home to Louisiana every once in a while, and it'd be good to be able to say "Les le bon temps roulé" to somebody that knows what the hell I'm talking about.
Awesome, brother. I'll definitely get it from Mark, but I'll get it off air so you don't get a bunch of phone calls tonight when you're trying to put Maddie down. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good to see you, Steve. God
later,
bless
buddy.
You.
Love you.
Hope you do come back someday. Yep. The mighty Thor. Yep.
Long live.
Good night.
So while Steve exits, hopefully not for the last time, but we're gonna start, just doing
Night,
some,
Steve.
we're gonna get off that topic and get to some.
Yeah, because
hi to Jill. Help Jill.
Yeah, so obviously I can't control what people do, and I don't care who said what or what happened. I just, just the best thing to do is just to be friends to each other and keep the good memories alive.
Let's do that now. So let's play this. Steve. So let's share some pictures of the trip, and some are obviously it's a sad occasion, but we did have a lot of memories that were created sharing our love of clobbering times together. And so let me present my screen here. And I did LaGuardia Airport actually now. It was really nice. So I flew out of LaGuardia on Friday morning into Louis Armstrong Airport, but in New Orleans, and it's LaGuardia, they've totally redone LaGuardia Airport, so the Delta terminal was really nice there. So you can see part of it is under construction still, but the Delta terminal is
I was
all
going to say
done.
you
So.
might have been to the newest part, buddy, when you were there.
Yeah, the newest part, yeah, but it's night and day from what they did. And actually, Rikers Island is out here. I don't know if that is Rikers Island or you probably can't see my little Minnie Mouse there, but Rikers Island was there, and they were talking about knocking down or like filling it into Rikers Island and making it bigger. They never did that, but I was thinking like an Escape from New York kind of thing. Oh, and hailed, of course, to Gwagnar, Hungry Boy.
So, Mark, we have kind of an idea where you are in Connecticut. How long does it take you to get to that stuff in New York?
Well, if there's no traffic, you can get to LaGuardia in 45 minutes. If there is traffic, it's like an hour and a half. I was early enough or just caught it, so it's at least probably 45 minutes to an hour to get to LaGuardia. But usually there's traffic. Knock on wood, JFK usually has worse traffic than LaGuardia. But if you're not doing the early time, and I always like taking pictures of the planes. I love airplanes, so. Checking it. And of course, I was on a 787 Max. I was like, oh, God, I'm on a 787 Max. I can't change my flight now. I'm like saying extra prayers. And of course, I loaded up Raquel's new book. So I got to read that on the plane. And excellent book, of course. Go buy Raquel's book and read Raquel's book. But it scared the crap out of me. It would actually make a fantastic TV series, like a Black Mirror-esque type Twilight Zone TV series, because there's all kinds of scary stories that are short stories, but they're all intertwined with common segments and threads throughout. So let me put Raquel's Patreon and book link up again. So make sure you support her on Patreon, and then her bookstore is here. But so that was good reads for the plane, except it scared the crap out of me. Thank you, Raquel. I told her that at the funeral. Like, I liked your book, but it was scary. So and here's, of course, you see I've got a William F. Buckley Jr. book there, and another Vulcan's Glory. That's the DC Fontana Star Trek book. So you can see what I like reading. There's Star Trek Wrath of Khan on the bottom there. Yep. So there's the engine, the 787. Oh, D. Bud Martin just got Raquel's book delivered today. Great. So and 70s Rock Fan was able to see her at her book signing in Canada there. Yep. So it was a lot of fun to read that on the plane, but it was it's scary stuff. So you can get some pretty cool pictures with you got your cell phone on the plane now. That one's not bad. And then I'm like, I'm getting towards Louisiana, so I don't know if that's we got Pat S here. I don't know if that's the Mississippi River there, is it, or I'm not sure, but
all right. So where are you? You're coming into New Orleans from the, I'm assuming, southeast, right? So what you're probably seeing there, Mark, is, I would assume that it depends on how high you are though. Like, there's a ton of things. I would assume that that's one of the industrial canals that's leading into the river, would be my guess.
Okay. Yeah, it's man-made.
The mouth of the river at that point is going to be kind of towards if you're in the plain. Keep in mind, we don't use north, south, east, and west in New Orleans too much because we're so turned around, because the river bends in New Orleans. Yeah, so you're probably coming in like to the west of it, would be my guess.
So real pretty, but I don't think we want to set foot in some of these gator-infested swamps down there as we're flying over. But I always film the landing, right? Yep, the volume's off, but and it's just a miracle when every time you land in a plane. I don't know. In the old days, we used to clap big time, and actually the landing, it got all blurry. Sorry. Oh, come on, Mark. Damn it, Mark. There we go. But it actually was really windy, and is that a bug on the? Is that something, the creature on the window there? No,
I can't tell.
Yeah, on the right, they look like a big bug on the creature.
Mosquitoes knew you arrived already.
They're attacking. Yeah, with the terror 20,000 feet. But there's a bug in the window there. Yeah, so it was just you'd cheer. So on the way back, it was really bumpy and really windy. It was like the flight was delayed, and then it was like 35 miles an hour wind, and the pilot came in really hot but really well, and just hit the runway perfectly. So of course I land in the airport. What do I see? I see Captain America and the Hulk and Black Panther here, right?
Oh, it was like a sign.
Right. So that's a sign. Yeah, that was a sign from Clobbering Times. Yep. So that and unicorns too. So there's is that a unicorn for Dad Man? Yep. Yep.
Unicorns! Yay!
Unicorns, yeah. There's some, and I almost bought my niece. She's old enough now, and like she's not gonna want the unicorn. So and then of course this,
rock, I mean,
yeah,
hey, you get a unicorn, you can play ring toss with the donuts you get by down this, at
that's
the
for
corner.
sure. Yep. And Phil, oh, good night, Philip Story. Yep, great seeing all of you again. Hope to see you soon wherever you're streaming or casting. Yep, much appreciated. Yep. I have a friend who works for NASA, so we play a game with our friends, like where in the world is so and so. Like we're traveling and where we send picture at him. Like, well, this one's for my friend Larry, and Andrew's in the chat here. He'll know who I'm talking about. Also very good friends with his father. Larry was there, works for NASA, and helped. I don't think he helped set it up. He said he was there the week after this was set up. So I sent him, like, everyone can play the game except for Larry, because he'll know instantly where this is. So, and I love me some NASA stuff. So this is where they make a lot of the new launch rockets to go to the moon again.
Yeah, Mishu's a big deal, dude. As a matter of fact, off the airport, and that's one of the reasons they put it on Mishu. You're about 10, 15 minutes from the entrance of Mishu. And yeah, they were known mostly for, back in the day, their big thing was they built the boosters for the shuttle. That was why it was originally opened up there.
Oh, okay, they're shuttle boosters. Okay. Yeah, so you can follow them there.
Right. Well, now they do the new rocket booster. So yeah.
Okay. Yep. Yep. J-Man said, "Oh yeah, J-Man gets to bed really early." But hail to J-Man, great seeing you, and I'll definitely be joining some of your streams when I can. Yep, when I feel better. Yep. And this was again
Bye, J-Man.
leaving the airport, and I see a Giants license plate. And that's it looks like it's a Marine. That's the Marine symbol, right? Yeah. So Marine veteran or a current, who knows? But with I'm like Clobbering Times. I got a Giants fan down and just landed off the airport, and Claude had picked me up. And then this was John Davey picture for Claude that Steve had brought, because he's friends with John Davey. So which is really cool. So we went to a burger and seafood place, and we're like, we're gonna go to a burger place, right? But I'm like, you didn't tell me the and seafood. Like, so I'm like, here's the and seafood. I'm like, that's totally sold. I'm like, I heard burgers. I'm like, do I really want to go for burger? I'm in New Orleans, so but I did get so hamburger, and it's the New Orleans Hamburger and Seafood Company. I guess Pat, you know that.
It's a local chain, dude. And frankly, I don't know anybody that gets a hamburger there. Everybody I know that goes there gets one of the dishes, or
Yeah,
I could get a hamburger there, but
yeah, I got some kind of nachos with crawfish dip and some other ball thing.
Oh yeah, the crawfish queso. Yeah,
queso. Yeah, yep. So, but I think I have pictures there, and I brought 3D prints to give away to everyone. And so, and Jill, you got your UPS.
I did. I got it in the mail. I did. Thank you to Claude for sending that for me, and you for organizing the sending of it.
Great. So you did get.
Also got all my books from the comic book and bookstore shopping.
Good. So everything arrived safely. Yep. So let me. Yep. Oh, Jill wasn't. Icon wasn't showing up there. There we go. Now I got Jill up there. It's like,
yeah, I had my cloak on
because I had the 4 here, and we have 5 people. So I'm boomering it already, right? Yeah.
Did Jill get a present from me? Yes. I keep forgetting.
Yes, I did say it was from Courtney. I did. Yep.
Oh, good. Okay, you did get it. Okay, cool, Joe. I didn't hear the part, really. Sorry.
No, but I did that. Well, I'm just remembering it now because I'm yeah. So and for Cammie, she loved the M5, the Planet, the little baby. So I made these as ornaments, the small ones. So if Cammie wants any more of them, let me know, because it's easy to replicate them. But I'm not responsible for destroyed universes. But yeah, I gave.
The hand, that thing for the missus was awesome. I know that thing really looked good. Yeah. Oh yeah, she loved that one.
Good. Yeah. So I gave that to Mrs. and I think I gave one to Max Redstone. Who else I gave a Dooms? I think did I give one of Clobber Time's friends? I think did I give it to John?
I think I got a Dooms. I think I got a Beagle. Sorry.
Yeah, what did I give you? The ornament one or the?
Yeah,
I can't remember.
One of each. I think you gave me one of each. I thought, but
yeah. And I am working on something for you. I just didn't finish painting it because I'm slow but I got that one coming. So
yeah, I know.
And then I've got a whole box of stuff. I got a whole box of stuff to send down to Raquel. So I brought a couple things up from Clobbering Times to put in the box for her. So now I got to ship that tomorrow. Hopefully my voice and everything will hold out tomorrow. I got to make it to work tomorrow. I got to ship some things. Yeah.
They're really beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope you guys like the paint. I think the paint job came out good. So I hope you guys like. And then the bases have the Enterprise the logo on them too. So, which is nice. Yeah. So that was fun it was fun to bring those up in person. Oh, that's a bad picture. All the bug. I got to delete that one. There we go. So Steve and Claude were going to take us just around the neighborhood to see some of places Mike would have gone to. Matthew, that's actually the thing from Wednesday. And of course Adam's Family. But I printed it in like rainbow filament just for fun because I do have a regular one, but it was kind of whimsical. And I think I gave Claude that. Claude would always say that it's like a king cake. Judge Dredd, they do king cake in New Orleans. So Claude said they put it in the cake, so. It's just a fun, and then you don't have to paint it too. So like these are marble, kind of marble filament. So that does a nice job of looking good without painting it. So, and then some of those Doomsday machines are just what you do here. You can print I found a nice filament that's metallic, and I can just paint the inside and paint do the dry brush on the outside. So that actually makes it a little bit quicker process to make. And thank you. Thank you for that. Steven says your skills at 3D printing are impressive, sir. Most impressive. Thank you. Yeah. So I think we were looking for. There's big. I was just on the way. Oh, there's There's a Twin Peaks. So there's the Twin Peaks for Clobber Times. And let me give you a hint. It's all about mountaineering there, and I guess they have mountain gear in there. I guess everything about mountaineering, right? Yeah. Just use your imagination. Sure. Yeah. What the Twin Peaks reference? Yes, I think this is driving up through to. So there's Raising Cane's, which is the fried chicken stuff that he loves. So there's a million There's Raising Cane's, I think, on every street corner around there. Po' Boy Express.
Yeah, that's where it started. Dude was in Baton Rouge, son.
Baton Rouge, right? Yep.
Yeah.
And that was not a red light that Steve went through. See, it was still yellow. And then we're going up to Twin Peaks there. It was yellow. Yeah. Let me pause it. Twin Peaks. If anyone's seen the Micronauts, I can't post it because it's so off color, but it's Micronauts and Robot Chicken. I'll try to, or if one of the mods finds a link. Then the Micronauts are climbing up. Let's just say they're not mountains, and the person, Pamela Anderson wakes up. Damn you, Micronauts again! Oh, and he loved the lumberjack Hooters. Yeah. Yeah, and Mrs. says, Hooters is about owls. Yeah, that's my mom's nickname is actually Owl because my grandmother, who was not doing well when she was in ill health, she would stay with us. And seniors, they start to sundown, so she was living in my mom's house, and she would always, God, I hate to say it, but she didn't have her false teeth, and grandma, God rest your soul. Don't get mad at me for saying this on YouTube. So she would yell like owl, like Carol, but it would come out as like owl. So my little son, who was like 1 year old, started calling my mom Owl. So that nickname is stuck. So it's just funny how things nicknames stick. So now she's Owl to everyone because instead of Carol, came out as Owl. So my little, my middle kid, he would call her when he was just born. It's like Owl. So that stuck. Yeah.
I'm gonna start calling my Aunt Carol that and tell her that story. Aunt Owl.
What is the sign flashing? Aunt Owl, yeah. Is it saying something good there? Like, is it? I couldn't read it, but yeah. So, eats, drinks, and did it say scenic? Oh, scenic views. See, it is about mountaineering. So
Exactly.
yeah. So yeah, it's just it's actually nice to be able to take these little videos on a trip. I mean, back in the day, you didn't have movie camera stuff, or if you have your old 16,
Or you had the huge camcorder.
yeah, it wasn't easy to do. So, and this, here we go. Juicy Seafood Restaurant and Bar. I'm like, there's seafood everywhere, and Clobber Times did not like the sea bugs, so it was always fun. So whenever I saw something seafood, so he was surrounded by it, the poor guy. Yeah. So yeah, it was just I was just taking pictures of things just as I saw them with all the crabs and lobster and sea bugs. There's a nice picture. See, then we went for beignets. And of course, Steve does not like his beignets with powdered sugar. But I got to send this picture, Steve. I think it's a really excellent picture of the Fathor there. I think that's like that picture came out really good. I have to say. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it's a pretty good picture of Steve.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Mark, is that one of the places we have?
This here looks great.
I had my first beignets this trip too. Or I know it's not his first, but mine.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I did.
Are those the donut things, Jill?
Yeah, these are beignets. Yep, these are the donuts. So they're fried. They're fried dough. Yep. Fried dough.
Just without the hole. And
Lisa agrees. Yeah, I gotta send that to him because, or I gotta share the album. But that just came out to be a good captures the mood of the week too. We were glad to see each other, but it was also a tough time. Yep. Then we went to one of Claude's friends on this house, who's does a number on me on 3D printing with his life-size prints. So I'm going to show some of his prints here. So he's doing life-size stuff of K2SO. He's got an X1 Carbon. That's a really nice printer, Bamboo Labs, and I'm not going to keep those up that long because of the YouTube stuff. Those are all fake phonies, but those are all replicas. But you never know what
Paperweights.
Paperweights, yep. So
Well, Mark, his printer's nicer than yours.
Oh, it is, yeah. Darth Vader helmet, yeah. So let's.
I'm just joking. That's a really nice. I meant that to be. That's a really nice printer.
Yeah, no, but let's see if let's skip the video, but yeah, YouTube is so silly with the.
I know.
Well, no one's holding it too, so that's the.
Yeah, that helps. And I mean, it's about as cartoonish as you can get.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to show was the robots. So these are life-size.
Wow.
I thought the droids were I thought were smaller. So
those are cool.
That IG droid looks like it should be taller though, but okay. But still, it's nice.
They're life-size, yeah. But it amazes me. I thought they would be shorter, actually. These guys, but they are actually.
The IG droids were taller. They were really, really tall droids. I got to look at the measurements, but yeah, that's nice. No, nice work.
Yeah, really nice stuff. Yeah. So unfortunately,
so there's the head.
Yeah, of course, the silly YouTubes with the, and then he was going to buy the, like you can print these, but then like. I think this droid was on sale for $20 on clearance. I forget the droid's name from the show, Obi-Wan Kenobi show, but it was a cool droid. I thought the Leia's droid. So I just buy it for $20 then, and, you got it. There's more Star Wars Lego and Harry Potter Lego. Is that Harry Potter or some kind of Lego? Yep. But everyone collects Legos, and
it looks like
you're a builder.
Looks like that's the mystery machine down there. At least the color. Is that the mystery machine on the second shelf?
I think so. It might be. Yeah. I think so. Yep. So those are just random houses in the area. I would just like taking pictures just to see how the houses are different from.
They brought Mark to the suburbs.
Yeah, well, I'm in the suburbs, but we have two-story houses. The roofs there, to deal with the heat. You said dissipate the heat. So you've got these. Houses all with the roofs are a lot lower, so it's just I always just take a video just to This is where I was.
They're like ranchers or whatever, right? Isn't that what you call
Yeah.
it? The one level? Yeah. We've got a lot of
Most of
them
them
here.
most of them seemed like most of the houses were one level, right, Pat S? Or pretty much, right? Or
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say 100% in Baton Rouge,
Yeah.
but down here for sure. Yeah, New Orleans, 100%. Or they're shotguns, right? They're all like one straight line. That way you can open the two doors up, and they have high ceilings, and you just get a nice cross breeze through there.
yeah.
A lot of attic fans. I don't. Do you guys have attic fans up north?
Yeah, we do have attic
Yeah.
fan. Yeah, we do
Like
have attic
we'll
fans.
have like 3 or 4 attic fans in our attic. So yeah,
Yeah.
to pull out that heat.
And hail to Emu with a gun. And Andrew says those droid girls are, but yeah, they were beautiful. I wish I'd taken, with this YouTube rules on painted furniture now that you got to be careful what you show, because I know Loki got in trouble. Although those are obviously all fake. YouTube, if you're listening, they're all plastic, but Star Wars props. But you never know these days. So,
Yeah, you good,
no,
dude. That was a private members only chat too. It was like people
Yep.
just looking at stuff. Yeah.
And Mike has shown this before, but that's his Legion collection.
Yeah,
I'll just
that is
show
so
a few
awesome.
things.
Yeah.
Just showing a few things that we saw. So this is Claude's paint he did it for Mike on with the great Jack Kirby and all his creation. Claude is uber talented on his creations there. Just there was the Thor's hammer and just some of his books that were coming in. So I just took a few pictures just to show a few of the things. There's Federation book that he talked about on the history of the Federation. I think that book's electronic too. You open it and it talks to you. And I just bought this. Yeah, and this was the Superman with the my grandfather brought me this comic book with I remember the Corgi. Corgi made this toy just to sell toys. Ash and Katie are watching. Oh, great. Yep. So, and I'm like, oh, this is such a cool comic book, Papa Al, my grandfather. So I always loved this toy. So when they came out with it, I finally bought this toy. I kept putting it in my birthday list and Christmas list, and never got it. So
Did you get the reissue, or did you get an original?
I got the reissue.
One?
I don't have the Corgi. I have the reissue is actually better anyway, because the Corgi was a little dinky thing. This one you can put Superman in there. So
yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna take a picture with that. And of course you've seen this. So this is the Clobber No More beautiful program that Claude did. Yep. And there's his Captain Kirk and his, Clobby's place had just as many action figures as in that little Enterprise there. Things. Yeah. So yeah, it was just figured take a few of the.
Do you remember what the Turtles thing was, Mark?
On the back there, yeah. Oh, that's that's Jack Kirby. That's Jack Kirby. The Jack Kirby figure he talked about. He just gotten. I've got that.
That's what I thought that was. I was so excited to tell him that existed. I was like, guess what?
So of course I've got these two, the Batcave and the Fantastic Four sign. You got some Legion signs here, yeah. And of course I had to get a picture of Clobby's fridge with all his Star Trek magnets there, and of course the thing. So I always have a fight with my wife about the magnets. So she's like, enough magnets, And he's shown these pictures before too. So a bunch of his Superman. And I do have the Robbie the Robot, because I did ask Jonathan again. He said, you can have that. Yep. So, and I had him on for yesterday, and my wife's like, turn that off, because he says the same thing over and over, but it's glorious. Robbie the Robot, and one of my favorites. And Mike was like, why didn't you buy that when it was out in Walmart? Damn it, Mark, you're so stupid. He didn't say that, but he was just he was just teasing me, like, you should have bought. I'm like, yeah, I don't know why I didn't buy. I should have bought it when it was out, and I didn't. So I'm like, and of course I've got a lot of these figures. And he loved his Superman. So I'm like, Jonathan, do you think I could have the Robbie? He's like, of course you can have it. And there's that Fantastic Four. Those are those famous cover figures, and that's a Thor statue. And he said that on air too. He told the story. He traded his a lot of his Walking Deads for this Thor statue, when she thought it was a good deal, and it probably was, because probably the value of the Walking Dead. And of course,
I was going to say that's gone up and down and back down again.
Yeah, back down. Yeah. So so it was and there's the the statue, which you'll see later again, that really cool Batman 66 statue. That's a huge statue. That's super cool statue. That's just, I know who made that. I'm not sure. That's not a Bowen. I'm not sure who made that statue, but it's very, very cool. Yep. So there's just like his bookshelf. I thought it'd be fun. I'm not showing living areas, but just like bookshelves and stuff. And of course, this is no surprise to what Clobbering Times would have, right? So
there's that Thunder we both had.
Yeah, I don't have that Thunder, but I don't have the Kirby, but I have this. That's from Mr. Fantastic car, and of course I have these statues. And Claude fixed this statue because I think it fell over and broke, and he repainted it. Actually, a beautiful paint job. There's the Battlestar Galactica, classic set that Raquel had just gotten. I think there's some Enterprise.
Very nice.
Well, that's Serenity back then. That might be something from Enterprise. You can see, of course, there's Star Trek.
I didn't know Bo Winkle and Underdog were part of the Fantastic Four, but that's pretty cool.
They joined in. Yeah, it was a crossover. You might have missed. Yep. And hail to Don Ranger Power, Sentinel Ranger Donnie.
Yes, and also good night to Emu with the gun.
Oh, good night, Emu. Yep. Thank you. Yeah. And Alex and Ash said, always love the Batman climbing figure. Yeah, and whenever I'm showing something on the other screen, thank you guys for help me out there. And Retro Nerd Girl is here too. Hail to Retro Nerd Girl.
Hello, hey, Retro.
Watching a lot of your streams. Some great watch parties. Yep. Retro Nerd Girl.
Mark, those colored sets were awesome, dude. That Clobby had. We have those. Those are pretty hip. Yeah. The season 1, season 2, season 3 with the command color, science. Yeah.
I still have the DVDs and the Blu-rays, but these 3 ones, separate ones, are the best. Like the coolest. I think the Blu-ray was all together. Yeah, I think they were all together. Yep.
It's still a hip set.
Cobby's got the Babylon 5 next to Star Trek and Firefly, and there's Red Dwarf. Yeah. I do like the way he lays it out.
This must have been his favorite, right? I didn't even look at this till now to pay attention to I always love taking bookshelf pictures and these must have been some of his favorite stuff, or it is some of his favorite stuff. You could tell just in the order, right? So Doctor Who? Okay, yep. And then Red Dwarf, Have Gun Will Travel, Monty Python, Outer Limits, yep. Star Trek Enterprise, New Avengers, yep. Doctor Who, yep. More Doctor Who, Mission Impossible, Buffy, yep. Time Tunnel, which you were just talking about the other day. Steve McQueen, yep. And Buck Rogers, yep, who Dadman's been covering Buck Rogers. And of course,
there's the Rock Files, baby.
Love the Buck Rogers. And actually, that's one of the T-shirts we got when the family was giving away the T-shirts and stuff. There was one in the collection.
Nice, yeah.
Very much so. I love it.
So these are
and good night to Lee Anthony Davis.
Good night.
Good night, Lee. Thank you for spending some of your Sunday night with us. Much appreciated. Yep. Take care. Hope to see you again soon. Yep. So I'm sure I have a few of these magnets, but I love that thing one. Yeah, I think I have the surfer one. But just and we got a new fridge in our house, and it was it's a one of those stainless steel ones, but still you can put magnets on. My wife was not happy with that because some of the stainless steel, she's like, you gotta have some magnets. Whenever we go on a trip too, I always buy a magnet. So I had to get a magnet from this trip to put in the fridge. And of course, Mike and
Bobby's Hurricane Radio.
We both love Rush Limbaugh. So Grundig, they make the best radio. So if, Rush is no longer with us too, but I have that. I got that. So I took a picture because I had the same one. So here's, of course, more Legion, Absolute Watchmen, Fantastic Four. So all these books he's talked about, and you knew he had them, but it's just fun to reminisce and show some of these bookshelves. Of course, I have the Absolute Watchmen. That's a gorgeous book to have. Judge Dredd Annual, best. You see Jack Kirby, Simon and Kirby, all these great trade paperbacks and books. Is that Dark Knight Returns, Jack Kirby's OMAC? So some good reads here. Yep. Excuse me, I had to press the cough button there. Yeah, Dark Knight, Jim Aparo. Yeah, so great stuff. And of course, now stuff is easier to get in terms of trade paperbacks. But back in the day, if you wanted to read that stuff, you had to buy books like this or buy these special books. So it's really cool. So this is really cool. The Masterpiece collection. Love the artwork on that box there.
Hello to JT Kirk.
Hey,
Hi,
JT
Kirk.
Really good.
Everybody.
Overstreet edition, of course. Rating your comic books, and yeah. Some more, of course. Doctor Who cookie box, right? You can fit a lot more cookies in there than would look, too, on the outside, right? So, some Shatner books here, right? Captain's Pearl, Broken Bow. There we go. Enterprise, yep. Star Wars Collector Companion, yep.
There's some of this Chuck Jones stuff. That Hot Wheels book that has a lot of red lines in it. That's a cool little book.
Look, James Garner files, and of course, fans of Rush Limbaugh, Michael Savage. I'm like, I got that. Battlestar Galactica book, yeah. Fletch, yeah. So
Three
very well
Stooges.
read. Yeah. Pictorial history of football, yep. And this is a beautiful artist edition of the FF. That's a gorgeous book. So I was joking with John, not that I would take a book like that, but like if I could fit that in the plane, I could. He's like, you can have. I'm like, no, I can't take that. But he would have offered it anyway. But I'm like, I can't. That's like a weapon probably on a plane, right? Yeah. So
Yeah, it would be one of those special items, like whenever somebody takes a kayak or some kind of sporting goods.
And look how cool this book. We know Clobbering Times, and a lot of people here loved The Prisoner. So look at that gorgeous art book. And I didn't take pictures inside, but Google the book, or I don't know if you can still buy it. Probably not, but just gorgeous original art on The Prisoner. It's just by Kirby and Gil Kane. Two of the all-time greats. So there's Amazing World of Superman. Bonus poster, Map of Krypton. Hey, Bubba Doom, how's it going? The Watchmen. So, of course, Clobbering Times love The Watchmen, so he's got all these versions, Artifact Edition. I guess maybe it's newer. This Dave Gibbons' name is on there, not He Who Shall Not Be Named, right? Yeah.
The Lust Weirdo edition.
Yeah, yep. Here's now I did this was one of my all-time favorite comic books that my grandfather got for me. And so I asked John, "Oh, can I have another copy of that?" And remind me of Mike too. So I've got that one. But this is one of the great all-time compilations of comic book stories.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna do a review of it with Mike, but someday maybe we'll do. I got to do, even though I should do it with just
Yeah.
But with him. But it's just got some great old reprints. The Halloween story with Batman is fantastic, and Superman. Superman's thinks he's going to pass away, but it's actually, spoiler alert, it turns out there's kryptonite in Jimmy Olsen's camera, so every time Jimmy Olsen is near me, he feels horrible. So just some great, amazing stories in that book. Yep. There's Steve with his Shazam. That picture was on the cover, so that's from that book there, that collector's edition. The signed picture he had before. Yep. So, of course, Clobby's calendar, Fantastic Four tie. And, of course, I took a picture of that. Clark Kent, a.k.a. Superman Metropolis, License to Fly, Justice League. I thought that was cool. And, of course, this is sad, but this was how Mike, this is why everyone was so special to him. Saturday Night Star Trek.
Oh, wow.
How he loved everyone. That's how he commemorated everyone, and he took the time to write it down, and he cared about everyone. He didn't want to miss anyone.
I can tell you this is extremely difficult to do and to carry a show, and so you did an amazing job. I try to, and I just can't. So Bobby was incredible.
I could never do it either, Jill. So I'm with you on that. It's hard.
Yeah. I think that was the last show.
I'm going to stop trying or anything.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the last show, 174, but and that's why he said to me a few weeks before he passed, he said, I'm gonna maybe stop doing the shout outs at the end of the show, not because I don't want to do them, because I'm worried about missing everyone. Because he Saturday Night Star Trek, he had so many people, he'd write everyone down like that, and he wasn't doing that for the other shows. We go memory or scroll through the chat, but that's
Those were fun too because he had a game. He would play a game.
Yeah, with the song.
He got everybody, and yeah, his filler songs.
Oh, and Brian's here. Hail, that 70s rock fan. Thank you for hanging out here, and
Hey.
thank you so much for the great
Hey,
job
buddy.
you did during the memorial service. And I have such an old laptop. I was gonna try to buy a new laptop before the trip. It kept actually disconnected the camera a few times, and it's not that old of a laptop, but I guess the way software goes, maybe it's like 5 or 6 years old now, and I lost the camera. Of course, no one wants to see my ugly mug anyway, so at least the camera knocked out. But Brian did such a great job of streaming that and handling that. So thank you for that. Yep. And did I see Kirby Sandman art? I don't remember if I did, but let's see if this looks like it's a Superboy. Let's see, Julius Schwartz, corrected page. No, of course, Claudia would know the artist here, and I should know the artist, but Superboy and Crypto DC. I can't tell what this is. J-Man left, but I should be able to tell. But this is original art, I'm assuming.
You would know, but I would think so with Crypto being there and all, and
Yeah. I'm
just
not
the way
sure
his
who that-
head's shaped and everything. Yeah, I'm thinking it is.
I'm not sure who the artist is, but
Yeah, you got me.
I think this is Kirby from a Captain America page. Oh, this is Sandman. This is the Sandman. Here we go. This is Sandman. Yep.
I certainly don't know anything
Kirby
about
said-
it, but Matthew Pounder in the chat says, "Could it be Bob Brown?"
I'm not sure it is. I will goggle it. Now you can Google images pretty easy. I will Google it and see who
Right.
that.
Yeah,
or
you
I'll
could.
ask Steve Mitchum who that is.
That would be more fun.
Yeah. And I should know who that. I'm not even gonna guess, but I should know who that. I should know my artist better.
Now,
But yeah,
Mark,
this is Sandman.
in the pictures you've got, do you have the insert that was given out at the memorial itself too? I mean, is that coming up?
I think I do. And the other thing I wanted to say, the family is thinking about making prints of that available at cost, basically. So postage plus printing. So obviously not making any money off of it, but it was Katie who had done that.
It was incredible. Hopefully, you've got a picture there.
So I think I do. If not, I can show it. And she did it. I think I do have it coming up. Yeah.
Okay.
And,
It was good, beautiful work, and I had
yeah,
never known that Claude had actually done comics with Clobby, where Clobby wrote it and he drew it.
Yeah, which is awesome. Yeah, so Claude brought a comic book they've been working on together, and Claude's a really good artist. So, and Mike was doing the scripting. So, and there's classic FF Kirby picture there, and just some of Mike. He loved the Legion, so Legion, and of course I've got all these toys. But I've got that, Mike. I got all these, but FF toys, a fantastic car, and the Galactuses. As we joked about the Galactuses, of course, we all had the same stuff. Frankenstein, some of the posters. Yep. New Gods, of course. Doctor Who, King Kong. More books, right? Plenty of books. Yep.
But Doom came in to say hi, and that he needs to that he's watching Open Range tonight.
Is that a new Western or Open Range? I'm trying to think. What's Open Range? I don't remember. But thank you for stopping by.
I know, but he's gonna have cheeseburgers.
Well, cheeseburgers are always good.
I want a cheeseburger.
So now this is, of course, the most important book that any Star Trek fan could ever own. I have the red cover. I think this is the blue one was earlier, the Alan Ashman. This was, there was the B. Joe Trimble had her compendium or rundown on the episodes. And then this book came out, which is, as much as I like the Trimble book, this was actually a little bit better. It had more information and trivia on the episodes. And then they kept coming out different editions. So Mike had the blue one, I had the red one, and you just would uh, 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 sit there and next to your TV, and if a Star Trek episode came up, you'd read about it again. So yeah, so it was great. Of course, I knew my cat. He's like, I got the blue one or the So I have the red one. The red one's better.
Yeah,
Super
my
friends,
buddy that Clavy had kind of convinced me to reach out and get back in touch with again, because he and I had a real I can't believe we had a fight over this, but we did. He's like he's a Strange New Worlds guy, and I'm like, dude, that's blasphemy, and how can you like that garbage? And it's an insult. But after the memorial service, he and I actually got together. We were talking, Mark. I got together with him that Friday, and then Sunday, and we were talking about the original series and stuff. And he's like, you love Twilight Zone. I'm like, yeah, dude, I watch it like every year and all that. He goes, the next time you watch the original series, he's like, watch it like you watch the Twilight Zone. He's like, that's why that's my favorite series. And I was like, wow, that's a great way to think of it, because it's like a piece of history. It's so well written. It's definitely more pure science fiction. It's like I get why people like DS9. I like DS9 too. DS9's a soap opera. The original series is where it's at. No doubt about it.
DS9 had a good moments, but it got too soap
Oh
opera.
yeah,
Some people
I don't hate it. It's
do
just
like
that,
but
it's
it
different.
didn't have the exploration part of Star Trek that I like. It had the relationship, and the characters were great, and the actors were great. And then, of course, this is to Mike. I am Batman, Kevin Conroy.
Oh, that's
Pretty
too
awesome.
nice.
And of course, Mike loved his football, so that's who's the kicker there?
Tom Dempsey, buddy.
Yeah. So he had the record for the longest field goal. Did he have the 60-yard field goal for the longest time? He has half a foot.
62. Yeah,
62,
for the longest time. He had a special shoe made. He only had a half a foot.
You can see that. That's Tom Dempsey kicking. Yep. So world famous, one of the great all-time kickers. Yep. So yeah, don't let your handicap or disability, keep you back. Yep.
You're right, because he also, if you look at that picture real well, you can see too, he only had a half a hand too. It was a birth defect. I think his mom was a phlebitomide kid or something. Yeah, if I remember right.
More Batman. There's some Daredevil art, and I guess that's original art, or maybe it's a reprint. I'm not sure.
I don't know. That's pretty cool though.
Very cool. So Jonathan's got to go through all the stuff. There's some cool Star Trek artwork. So Jonathan's got a lot of, Mike had a lot of stuff, so he's got to have a lot of stuff to go through. And he had a ton of Treasury editions too. So he had Muhammad Ali. I didn't take, I only took a couple of pictures here and there, but you can't tell how big that is. But that's a cool, Sorcerer Supreme image. Yeah.
Mark, is this mostly in the den, and it took up most of the den?
It's a couple of different rooms. I just wanted to show just the stuff and not the, the pictures of just the cool stuff. Yep. Oh, what is that there? Is that, it's Battlestar Galactica. There we go. Behind, that's Commandy, the last boy in Earthjack Kirby Christian, Thundar the Barbarian, and they're on top of the Galactica there. All right, I was wondering what that was. Yeah. So we saw those. Yeah. So, this Monty Python, yeah. And of course, Mike's. I can't remember who sent him this. I think it was Paulie sent him this. I don't want to get it wrong.
I think so. Yeah, I wish Latino.
Yeah, so I think Paulie and Latino.
Yeah, do you remember when Paul used to do those shows, Mark, where he'd go to the to like the thrift stores or the pawn shops, and he'd be like, and Clobby would jump on and be like, "Yeah, get that," or "Don't buy that," and he's like, "I'm getting this for you, Clobby." And he would put like, "Don't get me that, Paulie, damn it."
And Matthew Pine is the Wally Wood Daredevil. Thank you, Matthew. Yep. And I used to be much better at identifying the art years ago when I was reading more, and then Mike was such a crutch to have around. I never worry about figuring out who the artist was.
Got lazy, dude.
I got lazy because Mike was there with me. And then this, of course, was the beautiful. He loved this Thing statue that we all chipped in to send to him for his birthday. So that was a nice surprise. We sent him. Thank you, everyone. There was a huge list of people who chipped in for all those gifts and action figures. So actually, there was enough extra money. I got him like 4 or 5 extra. I got him that Hawkeye figure on the Sky Cycle. But I facilitate. I was able to purchase more stuff thanks to you guys out there to send.
Why is Alan Alda on a Sky Cycle?
Alan Alda.
All right, to be fair, that's a bad joke, but Claudia did like MASH too, not as much as you.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, this is Mike's urn that a friend donated. So
it's really nice
thing there. Yeah, yeah.
Titanium top, huh, Mark? That's what they said.
Or vibranium.
That's a really well done piece. Yeah.
In Captain America, he had that nice Captain America picture. And of course, he had a Legion clock. And I think was this?
Yeah, you guys remember that story, right? That's the one.
The guy stopped him, and he was like, "You're gonna buy it or whatever."
Because he's wearing a Legion shirt, and he bought. Yeah.
He's like, "This has got your name on it." Yeah. Love the Legion. Yeah. Hail to Lemon
That
Pie.
is a great. Yeah. It is a great clock. He showed that off before. Yeah.
Yeah, he's shown that.
Hi, Lemon Pie. Hello.
So this is at. Then we went to Second and Charles, which was one of Clobbery's favorite places. So. I think that was at a selfie, and then we got one of the checkout workers there helped to take a picture. Like, why do these crazy people want a picture? But we told her why we were there.
Man, Steve's an itty bitty guy, huh? Look at that.
Store is dwarfs everyone. Yep. And then we went to one of the restaurants that Mike would go to with Steve. Now, what was the name of this restaurant? I can't remember I'm forgetting the name. But really crowded.
Parains or prawns?
Parains, yeah. It's a seafood place. But Mike loved burgers, so he loved the burgers there. So he'd get burgers, or he'd get, he would eat seafood too, but he would eat like the fried, like fried fillet, or
They had good looking onion rings for sure. So
yeah, the onion rings are awesome. So I have these broken down into food pictures, and I have some of the store pictures together too. So is Claude heading out? Let's see. Someone said goodnight, Claude, but
no. I tried to get him, JT Kirk, but we didn't. I tried to find clam pizza, JT Kirk, but not this trip.
Not this trip. Yep. They actually opened up another clam pizza place near me, the Pepe's and Sally's. There's now a Pepe's and Sally's in the next town over. So as soon as I recover, maybe if I get clam pizza tomorrow, my voice will come back and I'll feel better. So, but they have an Esso, which is the old gas station sign here on the outside. This restaurant had a lot of character, Dadman. Didn't you think so? I thought it did.
Yeah, it did. Although it was funny, this women's room got trashed at the end of the night.
Yeah, I didn't hear about that until later.
No, the missus told me about that when one door was hanging off the hinges. But hey, fun night.
I heard about it, but I did not go to check to see for myself.
Thank God.
It sounded like it might be a biohazard, so I stayed away.
Yes, it did.
If you go outside to be with the Gators, then yeah, that was a cool Gator picture collage, whatever you want to call it. I liked it. And of course, you always have got your Tony. How do you say it?
Tony Satcheries.
Satcheries. Yeah, come on, Mark. Damn it, Satcheries. Yeah. So I didn't bring any of that back. Jill, did you bring some of that back, or?
No, but they have it at my grocery store, and I've been apparently buying. I guess I've been buying the wrong one because I do buy Cajun seasoning sometimes, but I get the Zata, the one with the Z. What's that one?
Don't worry, Mark. Steve and I talked about your care package you're going to get. I got some stuff to throw together for you.
Oh, Courtney's got to head out, so she's going to drop.
Yeah, guys, I'm sorry. I'm in a store, and I have a friend with me, so I've got to get going, and I don't want the music to get you struck. So
yeah. Oh, thank you, Courtney.
Everyone keep their chins up, and we all miss Clobby, and have a great night. Bye.
Take care, Courtney. Thank you.
Good night, Courtney.
Good night, Courtney.
Oh, and
have a good time with your friend.
Yeah, yep. Don't buy the action figures. Oh, they put up. He's down in Andrew's down in Florida, Boca Raton, Florida. How close are you to Boca Raton, Dad, man?
South of us.
Is that far from you, or
5 hours? It's a pretty good ride,
Right. Yeah, you can't order takeout then. Yeah.
No. But Mrs. corrected me. She said there was no door on one of the stalls, and all the toilets are clogged. So hey,
oh my
God,
God,
fun.
You got it, Retro Nerd Girl Zatarans. That's the one I've been buying, but I'm gonna try Tony's now.
Zatarans is good. Zatarans, fortunately, they were about to go to business, and McCormick, of all things, bought them. So they still run the factory down here in Old Gretna, which is like a real next to New Orleans suburb, and they make all that stuff there. But it's gone national since they bought it. So
yeah, like I always hear that when someone takes it over, it's never as good. Like what's the Old Bay, season the people in Maryland, they claim it's not as good as the Old Bay since they got bought out. And like, what are you going to do, right? How long does the Old Bay last, right? But
I'll tell you this: Zatarans down here, now not the frozen meals and stuff. I'm sure that's made like somewhere in Cincinnati or something like that. But the actual Zataran spices and like the root beer extract stuff, that's still made down here. I'm sure I've had like 50 cousins who work there off and on. So yeah, I'm sure I still have a cousin working there. Yeah.
So Steve with his beignets without sugar. There's a picture from the memorial, so I just put one picture in there, and everyone was on, there too. But it was a beautiful facility. It was
nice facility, yeah, buddy.
Everyone did a great job setting it up. There's Steve there, and a certain Cowboys fan, and me.
Yeah.
Sure not. Yep. And there's Max and Jill. Jill had her great Star Trek dress on. Yep.
That was a nice dress. Yes.
Right. Yes, I had the Enterprise D at the bottom of that dress.
Yep. You can't see it there, but yeah, very cool Star Trek dress. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah,
I know. Cobby's ultimate geek outfit. That's pretty cool, Jill.
I know Cobby's favorite was TOS, but I know he likes some TNG too.
He liked TNG too. Yeah, just
not.
Sometimes he didn't like Poopy Stone. There's a picture at one of the restaurants. Yep. After and one of the. I was like I said, I lost my train of thought. And Claude drew that picture, the crying thing during right on the. He's such a talented artist. Who just drew that really quick right on while we're waiting for dinner. Yep. So I think Steve took that home. I hope he did. Yeah, I think he rolled.
He did, buddy. Yeah.
Yes, he rolled it up.
Was able to take it.
And for those of you that don't know all the stuff that's been going on behind the scenes when all this was going on and all, Claude really was like the glue, huh, Mark? Claude was, he was never in the spotlight, but he was always like letting people know what was going on. He was so involved and just nice to anybody that had any questions for him and stuff. And I know he and Loki got a chance to talk a little bit and everything and all. I just wanted to say that Claude's a good guy,
And this was actually a view from Mike's house, and there's a I think it's a huge car dealership away, but they have a gorgeous American flag. So I just I'm sure Mike.
He probably loved it.
He probably enjoyed looking at.
Yeah, he never talked a lot about that, but if you didn't figure out he was a proud American, you weren't paying attention, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of his Saturday night streams for Memorial Day, he did have a moment of silence.
Yeah, so that's a view from Mike's place. Yeah. So I kind of was far enough. It kind of got a little blurry, but it was there. Yep. I think Claude did that picture. I'm not sure. I don't want to speak out of turn, but I think that was a Claude picture. And there's Jill's. I took a picture of your back, Jill, with your.
Oh, I'm gonna need another sticker.
Yeah, your sticker's coming.
Well,
yeah.
Why?
Put a little glue on there.
A better one. Mm-hmm.
That's okay, but it looked great. Yeah, I didn't notice it until I saw the picture. Yep. So then these are some pictures going to see Pat S. and a mission for more beignets. So I took a few pictures. Superdome. I've seen it before, but hey, Tom is here. Hell to the great Tom Connors. Hey, Tom.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hello.
Guys.
My voice is old. I brought back something from Louisiana, maybe, but hang it in
Tom,
there.
this is the city of New Orleans, if you're not familiar with it.
And it wasn't crabs?
It was. Yeah. Right? Yeah. I hope not. Yeah. So here's just a video going by the Superdome, but it is an impressive building to see it. It's
really big. I know. Even when I say that, but it's like I'm still even amazed when I go past. It's like I realize I know how big it is. I've been in it, hundreds of times, and it's still amazing to me how freaking big it is. And the fact that it's smack in the middle of the city. I mean, it's 5 blocks from downtown New Orleans.
Yeah, and I hadn't seen it I was there in 1998, I think, or 2000. So it's been a long time between visits. And I think the camera keeps focusing on the bugs on the windshield because you drive there at night, you're killing a lot of bugs. But yeah, it's impressive how big it is. Giant Stadium you drive by on the Meadowlands, but it's a little bit further away, and of course it's not having that dome too. I don't know why they didn't build a dome stadium. Meadowlands, which was silly. They should have, but
I don't know either. But D. Bud Martin and also someone else has to go. Who else was it? Max Redstone, who was there. Who's there with us in Louisiana?
Hey Max, so Max is headed out and D Bud's headed out.
Fine, D Bud, be that way.
Now you got to stay for another 15 minutes at least. Yeah. So, and then I guess that must be the basketball stadium next to.
Yeah, that's a New Orleans arena. That's like where everybody does music and stuff.
Music and basketball.
And basketball, yeah. Our hockey team used to play there, yeah.
And of course, if you're nervous about being on a bridge, this bridge is awfully high up. So, my Aunt Ruth hated bridges, so this would have not done her well. She couldn't go over bridges, so you got a lot of
our city's all bridges.
It's all bridges, right? Right. Yeah.
When you learn to drive in New Orleans, Mark, there's this thing that all the ed teachers do. There's about 4 or 5 different places that everybody goes to, and the first thing they do is they make you drive across the bridge, like your first day of driving.
Yep.
That was a high bridge.
Oh, and after this, I do have. I know Dad said you might have to leave, but I do have food pictures if you want to stick for those. But
okay, I'll hold around.
Whatever you get,
It's a nice little area, dude.
Yeah.
I always like taking little videos when I travel, and you get a flavor for the. And I think this is near Pat S's. I think this is near your.
Yeah, dude. That's at the end of my street. You just turned on the Woodland. I guess you're about to film my old college.
LSU.
Let everybody know where you're at.
No. I went to Our Lady of Holy Cross College. It's now the University of Holy Cross. So it's a little. Well, I mean, it's not terribly small, but it's small compared to LSU for sure. It's got like a tenth of the amount of people that go there. This is the back of it. That's the men's and married dorms right there, and yeah.
I'm not showing the video of Pat S's house. Yeah, I pulled that one up, but this is a beautiful college there. How many people go to this university? Must be a small university.
Yeah, it's pretty small. It's about 2,800, including graduate students. We have a couple of PhD programs and stuff and all now. Yeah,
decent size. Yeah, it's decent size. Yeah. So roast beef poor boy. I think you were saying
that's where Steve and I went to go get after we dropped off. He and I doubled back and we went there and got a muffalata, which is what the sandwich is on the board. That's the round bread with all the Italian meats and stuff. Yeah.
I think I have a picture of that. Steve sent it to me, so I think I got it. So this is where we went with Pat. So this was coffee and thank you, Pat, for having a good breakfast with me there. So it's great to meet Pat S. And
thank you, buddy.
Random pictures of stuff there. Yep. And there's your cool. You've shown this before, so I know it was okay to show, right?
Oh yeah. I don't care about that.
Yeah. You don't.
Did you get the other ones I sent you? Because I really do mean this. When you come down, and this is not, by the way, guys, this is not bragging. My family is not at all wealthy, but the boys and my brother and I have been collecting cars probably since Sean and I were in high school. So we own about 30 cars, and one of the benefits of having that many cars down here, it's mostly 60s, 70s, some 80s, but what's good about owning those down here is that we can rent them out to the different movie productions. So
nice.
One day for fun, Mark, if we're ever bored, I'll show some. I'll send you some stills of some different TV shows and movies that our cars were in. Cool. Nothing really cool. Nobody's like driven our car yet as like the main character's car, but there's a lot of gremlins parked in.
No, but it's still pretty neat.
Yeah,
it is, dude. I like it. And we do get they're like, "Are you the guys that own 6 Gremlins?" And it's like, "Yeah, that's us."
The Gremlin guys.
Yeah, well, I mean, are you calling us up to make fun of us? And and people are always like, "You must really like AMC's." It's like, yeah. What's nice about collecting AMC's, guys, if you know anything about those cars from the '70s, is that the parts are so interchangeable. So somebody calls you up and it's like, "Hey, man, we got a radiator for sale from a '73 AMC." It's like, you buy it because you can put it in 10 different cars.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about cars, but it made me think of Gremlins, the movie, and how Gremlins would make much better garden gnomes than gnomes.
For
I'm
sure.
all for
Yeah,
this
except for
idea.
the sunlight. Yeah.
I'm all for this idea.
Also, hello to E. Clay Thomason.
Hey, Clay. And
Those are
here's-
good chips if you're not married to the roof of your mouth. They will tear you up, man.
I was just in the airport. Some fun. Like that's got to be a Saints. Yeah, that's some cool stuff here. It's just some fun. Let's get the tourists on the way out. Yeah, my parents found me in a king cake. With a king cake, Pat S. If you want to explain what a king cake is,
What is it?
A king
Oh,
cake.
okay, yeah. All right.
You can explain to
The king cake. That's that big round. They used to be almost like bread, but now it's more normal to have it like with a nice icing on it and things like that. And there's and it has the purple, green, and gold, which is the colors of Mardi Gras. And there is a king cake baby. Sometimes it's a bean. And wait, hold on, I gotta read this here. Yeah, buddy, I have. Well, like I said, it might be fun. One night I'll get some stuff together one night, and maybe Mark and I'll show it and
Yeah.
around with it. But yeah, so you can get a bean. But thank you for asking, Steve. I'm not blowing you off, buddy. I'm just I'm real bad. If I try to read something, I'll lose my track of thought. And if you get the baby or the bean and the king cake, it's your job to buy the next king cake. And it's even to the point where it's like after Mardi Gras, you're not supposed to eat king cakes anymore. So if you get the baby on Mardi Gras Day, you actually like almost a year later, right on on the last day of Christmas, you have to buy the king cake.
Stuck hole in it. Yeah.
Yeah, it goes all the way around, and there are people who remember.
There are people who remember, right? Yeah, I got my daughter and my son's girlfriend one of these. Let's get you at the airport. When you're stuck there for 3 hours, you buy buy a little tchotchke or something. Captain Jack. Yeah, they were cute. Yeah, so I got didn't get my wife one though. Yeah.
God, Mark, I could have brought you to like one of the back stores in New Orleans. Guys, that's
no, but you're in the airport. I had 3. I got through security so fast. You never want to get there late,
right?
I got through security in like 15-20 minutes. So you're there like 3 hours early, and you're like, "Oh, I'm just gonna walk around the store for a minute." Yeah.
My part of the city where you were, Mark, was Algiers, and it has a very high Vietnamese population. So we call it Vietnam Village. And in Vietnam Village, they have these little stores, and it's actually like container, right? The big containers from the shipping. And they just open up and they'll just pull stuff out of there and sell it for like Mardi Gras time and stuff. And you can get it for, honestly, like stuff like that for like $1. Yeah. So they get it off here.
This is Shea Stadium, City Field, excuse me. I still call it Shea, even though Shea was behind it, but that's where the Mets play. As I'm back in LaGuardia, and I just took a picture of a plane leaving. Yep. But let me go on to the next. I think that's the last slide. Let's do the.
Wait, dude, where are the beignet pictures?
Yeah, well, that's coming. That was.
I was going to say, I want everybody to see your favorite beignet. You've discovered a new beignet you didn't even know existed.
Let's do the food.
Don't worry, Mark took pictures of everybody's food.
Yeah. Where are the food photos here? Let's see here. Let me get to those.
Yeah, with Luck and Jill and Tom and there and people in chat. Steve and I we got that muffalata and we started eating it. It seems like, oh man, put your sandwich up. I'm like, what, dude? He's like, we didn't take pictures of this yet. We're supposed to send this to Mark. It's like, so I don't know if Mark got pictures of us with big bites out of the sandwich, but it's a huge sandwich. We got a small one, and it's a huge sandwich. They cut it in 4s, so fortunately we had only taken a bite or 2 out of it.
Yeah, so here's the New Orleans Hamburger and Seafood Company. So Rumelade, you say Rumelade? Combos are back.
Remoulade, yeah.
Rumelade, yep. What's a Rumelade?
It's just a sauce.
Sauce,
Just a sauce like that, yeah.
So I'm like, I was teasing Claude. I'm like, you have me, you got me. Like when I heard the seafood, I'm like, I'm all excited now.
Yeah, like I said, it's a chain, but it's a good chain. Like they really do fresh seafood and stuff and all. It's not like did you get the frog legs?
They're out of the frog legs. I would have loved the soft shell crab. I love soft shell crab.
Well, it's not soft shell crab season right now, buddy. So
I know, yeah. Unfortunate. This was the crawfish queso, yep, which was good. It was good, tasty, and then
it's all right. Did you get some boudin balls?
Boudin balls, yep. So these are basically like spicy meatballs, I guess, that are deep fried with.
Yeah, it's just the boudin sausage that they bread for some odd reason and deep fry it just to make it even less healthy. And there's your remoulade. That's a kind of a more white remoulade. It can almost be a pink or a red too.
Yeah.
That's the thing with Louisiana food. Even if you don't expect something to be deep fried, it somehow is.
Yeah, right, Jill. We're gonna show a picture later. Guest in the chat, what do you think was deep fried that Jill ordered that you thought was healthy?
The kale salad.
Yeah, close. There's Claude's burger, and I can see why Clobber Times like the burgers at this place because look how big.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Claude's not wrong. Claude can get seafood anytime he wants. See, I definitely could see getting a hamburger.
Look at that burger. That burger's like for 6 people. No wonder
or one Louisianian, sir.
One Louisiana, right? Yeah.
Now, I got to be honest with you guys, and this is going to be heresy, so I hope nobody else from my part of the world's listening to this. I'm not a big fan of their potato wedges. I'd rather get I get the onion rings, or I'll get a side salad. I don't like the buttery thing they put. Yeah, it's just not my thing, you know.
Is it the potatoes themselves, or it looks like it's covered with something?
Yeah, it's like you're not wrong, dude. It's like a garlic butter sauce, and everything, and how they don't get in trouble because did you notice that, Mark? What was in there? They have 2 different, and Ashley Crow reminded me of this. They have the regular Heinz ketchup, but they also have the Whataburger spicy ketchup in there. Oh. It's like, how can you guys have this in here? That almost seems like it would be a problem, you know?
That good.
But look at that burger, Devin. What do you think? You like that burger's giving me?
Dude, that's like any Southerner would knock that out of the park. What is this thing about you thinking that's a big hamburger? I'm like Pat, you know. That's just a snack, Mark.
Mark, if you cut that in half, somebody would be, oh, you're going to give that to your girlfriend, the other half?
We got a place down here that has a 1-pound hamburger. Jeez.
Wow.
Now, what's this, Mark?
This is a shrimp po' boy that Steve Mitchum ordered. It was pretty good. He gave me a couple of the shrimpy shrimps. It was good stuff. And Alex and Ash says, yeah, Louisiana food is so good. Yeah.
Because I know I need bread and shrimp inside of my sandwich. But it looks like Mrs. Dadman Walking has to go.
Oh, no.
Ahead.
Yeah, she's got to be up. Well, she's got to be. No, she's not doing a morning show tomorrow. There was a recall on the Kia that they could go on fire at any time, even parked. So we're like,
good Lord.
So she's trying to.
It's almost midnight for her. That's understandable.
Yeah, here's Mrs. Dadman's channel. Let me put that in the messages here. So everyone go sub to the missus. We got a lot of viewers here tonight. So everyone and watch her daily dose of positivity. It won't be happening tomorrow because her car is not positive. I know the feeling had a flat tire.
Recall. It's got 2 recalls on it, and one of them is one that it could actually catch fire even parked, not running.
Oh God,
it's like bizarre, and that's after us coming back with the alternator that went out in southern Mississippi.
Is that the same car? Or
same car, yeah. We had a great battery though.
Yeah, because I had a flat tire today, and I was going to try to fix it myself. I have the kit. I'm like, well, let me just bring it to the tire place. He's like, you need all 4 new tires. It's not safe. Your tires aren't safe anymore. Like, how old are those tires? I'm like, you're probably right. Yeah. So, $1,000, you get the cheaper tires, but then you add everything on, the taxes and the fees, and almost $1,000 later. But I'll be towing the Scout trailer soon, so hopefully that'll I'll have to worry about the tires, I guess. But Alex and Ash, I would destroy that bird guy. Me too. The problem is I shouldn't be doing that anymore. So, but these shrimp po' boy. So, how would you describe a po' boy, Pat S? It's it's got mayo in it, or what? It's lettuce,
Yeah,
tomato.
well, a normal po' boy would be obviously some kind of protein. You're gonna obviously have things more like shrimp, catfish, fried
Yeah.
oysters. But a roast beef one could be pretty popular. Or a hamburger one could be pretty popular. And what you're looking at is basically a really big French baguette. And there's still 2 or 3 bakeries that all they make is commercial French bread, and that's what it is. And if you get what we call dress down here, dress standard is normally lettuce, tomatoes, and mayonnaise and pickles. You can take or leave any of that stuff off. And generally, if you have one of the like a shrimp po' boy, some people, believe it or not, put ketchup on it. Some people will put little crystals, hot sauce. So yeah.
Okay, but definitely mayo. It's mayo based, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're rarely going to have mustard on it. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. That was someone. Is that a burger? I think that's another burger someone had. I'm guessing. I'm trying to remember what that was.
Is it a burgers or chicken?
I think that's a burger.
Okay.
I can't tell now.
Yeah, you're definitely at yeah.
That might have been a burger. Yep. So I didn't have. I just had some appetizers, and I figured we would be going out to lunch again, and then we're going out to dinner again. So then we did, of course, go out to eat again. So it was good. And these, of course, beignets. I can't remember which place we first went to for the beignets.
Good Lord, dude! How many beignets did you eat?
I had a lot of beignets, which was good.
Why'd you let me bring you to eat beignets on Monday? Then I could have totally brought you someplace.
When I'm going to get beignets again? When am I going to get right? When you're down there, right? And I love
enough.
Right? I mean,
I'm guesstimating a dozen.
That's got to be Steve, right, dude?
Those are Steve's. Yep. Oh, we went to. Oh God, what was the name of the place? It was another chain that was really. You'll probably see the pictures. I take the
Cafe Du Monde.
It wasn't Cafe Du Monde. It was. What's it called?
Morning Call.
No, it was. I'll probably have the outside. I'd probably have the picture coming up.
Oh, is this in Baton Rouge?
Baton Rouge, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what those guys do up there. You'd have to ask them.
Coffee call. You said it.
Oh yeah, that actually is a really good place up there. Yeah,
it was good. Yeah. So and the one thing I love, I can get cafe au lait. I love cafe au lait. When I go get it up here, they're like cafe late. I'm like, no, and then they always think it's a latte. I'm like, it's
more, dude. I was up there 2 years ago. Their prices have gone up significantly.
Oh, thank you, Joe Biden. But yeah,
wow, no, seriously, dude, I never paid $10 for anything in there before. That's incredible. Okay, yeah. Never mind. Yeah, let's not get political. I know where that could go.
But it was good though. It was they had po' boys and they had a lot of food to go too, which people were picking up. And I guess you could get a biscuit. That seems pretty popular too. Get a biscuit sandwich for breakfast.
Yeah,
I love me. Cafe au lait is warm milk and the coffee mixed half and half. It's not steamed milk, and no one here knows how to make it. It's just infuriating, and it's like
I'm a little surprised because I don't think it's that complicated to make. As a matter of fact, I think it's easier. You know,
maybe some French restaurants know it, but it's like no, and they always give you a latte. I'm like, I don't want a latte. Sorry.
And poor Mark can't get the one with chicory in it because
I can't.
He's always drinking that decaf because it's better for you.
Yeah. Yeah, at least it's a cafe au lait is way different than latte. Yeah.
Yeah, way different. Thank you, Lisa.
Yep. And look how good this looks. This, iced vanilla hazelnut, iced cafe au lait to go. Oh my God, if I could drink caffeine, I would have that. I probably would drink with it's got the sugar already. Cane sugar, the real sugar. The best part.
That's good and good for you.
People must be like, what's this crazy guy? Pictures of the milk in the refrigerator, but shrimp gumbo. I mean, just stuff we don't get up our way. Shrimp and asparagus, so you can get the healthy stuff there. Yep, shrimp gumbo, all to go too. So I guess you get your breakfast and you get your dinner at the same time. Gelato, and of course you can buy your beignets to go. Your mix. And I did buy the Cafe Du Monde one. I did make them, and they came out pretty good when you use the mix. I mean, it's not as good as having that. I mean, I do have a deep fryer, but it's just never as good in person. But
Yeah, if I would recommend if anybody wanted to do that, even though I'm not a huge Cafe du Monde fan because it's like, the most popular one. But they do a good job of shipping stuff, and their pre-made that you make at home is actually really good.
It's fun. I was going to bring up some coffee, or maybe I'll order some. But then we went to the first. This is going back in time, I guess. So we went to Copeland's. Steve suggested it, and it turned out not blaming Steve, but it's a chain now. It turned out not to be as good.
Yeah, Copeland sucks, dude. Here's the thing, though, and New Orleanians are terrible with like nostalgia is everything, right? What was good about Copeland's is, and like it says there, it's open in '83. Al Copeland was the guy that started Popeye's Chicken.
Okay.
And he wanted to have a fancier sit-down kind of place. And then after he sold Popeyes, he like poured his heart and soul in it. And there was a time when you went to a Copeland's, there were only like 3 or 4 of them. It was like going to a really nice meal. But after he passed away, I think the family sold it off. It's really kind of, gone downhill.
I mean, it wasn't a horrible meal, but the problem was it took forever.
Right.
And then, Dad, we still have to. Mrs. took a picture of the check. We still have to figure out who owes what from that meal. So
I owe somebody $25.
Yeah, we got to figure out what I owe Steve.
Well, Mark, if you figure it out, just donate it to our Ko-Fi. Take care of it that way.
Well, take a picture. Well, I think you and not to get into this now, but
I don't remember. I don't even know if we had the receipt.
Mrs. took the receipt, but we were trying to figure out who owed what, and then we're like, if we asked the waitress to split it, we're going to be here another hour.
Yeah, that was crazy.
She was taking so long.
So there's my
it's weird. She started off so good, and then it was like.
It was slow. They forgot your soda. They forgot your soda, or they forgot your soup, Dad, man. I think
the red beans and rice. That was disappointing. I would say that red beans and rice was disappointing. I mean, the chicken waffles were great, but the red beans and rice were just basically like Popeyes. It's kind of it was kind of disappointing with that. But hey.
Well, for me, things were oversalted.
Oversalted, yeah. And this was, I think that was the missus, maybe. I don't even remember what that was.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I think shrimp grits, maybe.
Yeah, I can't remember.
There's Jill's. I think it might have been like everyone
guess what this is. Guess what this is.
Did people have to guess?
Yeah, or if someone. This was something. This was Clobberin Time's probably one of his most hated foods on the inside of this. But we might have tricked him to eating it if it.
He might have liked this one. It tasted nothing like what I thought I was ordering.
Yeah, we'll give everyone a few seconds.
Is it supposed to be broccoli?
Yes. Fat S wins. It was.
Oh, I know what this is. Okay. Yeah, all right. I thought so.
There's like bits of broccoli and these fried cheese balls. Specks of broccoli. Yeah.
Well, Jill, I'm glad you ate some vegetables on your trip. That's wonderful. Did you dip them in that 1,000 calories worth of sauce there?
I tried the sauce. No.
It's yucky. And there again, guys, I want to reiterate, we are not throwing shade at Steve. When Steve originally came here back when it was great up until a few years ago. It was really good, but the quality has gone down significantly.
You knew something was wrong right away because the sign out front didn't look the way he remembered it.
Yep. Oh, Tom has got a drop for his few minutes of midnight. But he's got a scoop he was showing. Yeah, on let me show your tweet here. We'll switch off the food for 1 second here.
Dad Man had to leave at midnight, but
Dad Man's leaving at midnight. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you had.
I'm sorry I was late, but yeah.
No, God, no. Well, here I thought
you were talking about good stuff, Tom. Now we're talking about food.
Well, I can't gripe for once because actually that was one of the reasons I was late is because I went to the movie and I went to get something to eat. So I ain't hungry. So I'm like, you guys aren't making me hungry for once.
Yeah.
But Tom just posted this on Twitter's. So I guess that's my Superman suit.
I got this sent to me. Yeah, I had a feeling there was more than one suit. And this is pretty much the proof we need. It's darker and it has no trunks.
No,
I'm going to take.
And it looks like the S on the back is fully red and yellow too, not just the yellow.
Yeah.
So I'll put your link in there, but I guess I won't show it for too long, just in case the YouTube people. I don't know what happens with.
Yeah, he kind of takes off, and once he takes off, you can see he doesn't have any trunks on like the other one, and it's a much darker blue.
Go figure, yeah.
Or richer blue, I guess I would say. It is darker, but it looks more. You can still tell it's blue, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, the suit is not impressing me, but if I want to see if the movie's good, it'll overcome a bad suit.
I had this weird feeling that the suit we keep seeing is and I said this, I was like, I wonder if this is a suit he has early on that is something he got that isn't his suit. Like maybe it's his dad's suit or something like that. You know what I mean? Like something
it could be like the one his mom makes him,
at some point. Or it could be that. And that's why it kind of fits funny. I even brought up it's like this weird thick rubber. Like, what if they made it from stuff on the farm because they knew he was going to be dealing with, bullets and fire and all that stuff. And I wondered about that because, maybe that's why it looks so chunky is because mom made it for him. And out of tractor tires and stuff.
Yeah, right.
That's a good theory.
And thank you, RT and Zed. He says dropping by before I drive home, and he's on the other side of the world, folks. Yeah, hail Mark and folks. Captain Kirk learned his hand some Chuck Norris. When Chuck Norris chops onions, the onions cry. The dark
is true.
Chuck Norris. Yes.
Yes. RIP saw him at 5:00 this morning in a stream. All right.
We got to put something for that.
Exactly.
And how about I don't have a Chuck Norris, but I do have a Captain Kirk.
You're a dumbass.
Double dumbass on you.
Well, for a math
my
one,
favorites.
only Chuck
Nice.
Norris can divide by 0.
No.
With his fist.
Right?
Yeah. Well, Mark, I'm going to go ahead and drop now. You guys have a wonderful rest of the show.
Man.
Absolutely. I'll see you next Sunday.
Oh, he's
Not
really going.
before.
He's really going to Waffle House. He's hungry now. He wants.
Oh yeah, definitely. Nothing like the Waffle House. Take care. Catch y'all later. Bye.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Thank you.
Good night, Dadman. It was great to meet you and Mrs. Dadman.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yep. All right, so let's keep going with some food here. So we got our tour guide Pat, who knows all about
Lots of scrimps. I like scrimps.
Yeah, those are yummy yummies. Yeah. And I
Another
got to
shrimp po'
taste
boy.
those, Steve's. Yeah, Steve
Some
went with
pretty
the
anemic
po' boy.
They're
looking
nature's
tomatoes on
hors
it.
d'oeuvre.
Pretty anemic. What, Pat?
Some pretty anemic looking tomatoes on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
those-
Personally, with the majority of sandwiches I get, I
actually.
leave the tomatoes off anyway. But yeah,
I actually thought those were peppers.
So we caught you.
Right. Here's some healthy broccoli loaded with cheese. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. Where did you get that?
Yeah. I guess that was on the side. Yeah, but had cheese on it. Yeah.
Oh, that's
And,
right. Yeah, Steve got that.
I guess that was mine. That was mine. I think. Yeah, I think that was mine. Like some shrimp gumbo I got or something. Yeah, it was okay. It wasn't great. But then the problem was, when you're like you don't mind waiting for your food a little bit. And we're talking. Then we wanted to go do the next thing, so we're kind of just stuck there. And then it was so darn slow, and you didn't think it would be that slow. So we went. We'd gone to a store, and and then we're like, all right, let's all go to Copeland's now, and it was just waiting and waiting and waiting. But we did get bananas Foster. So I made everyone get that. So that was actually the only dessert we got all weekend, I think, right, Jill? I think that was
except
it.
for the 800 beignets you ate. Yeah,
Well, bananas are breakfast, yeah.
fair enough.
I have to step away for a minute, but yes, that was the only dessert we got.
Yeah.
There again, Mark, if you'd have had time, now this time of year, I don't know if you could do it, but to go over to the Ag Center at LSU and go to the creamery, dude, that's probably the best ice cream in Louisiana. And we have some good ice cream places in New Orleans, but that's
That's good stuff. Yeah, yeah. So here is so that disappeared. So that was good. Yep. And this was the SO, the restaurant.
Parans.
Some of these parans, yep, some of these are double up. But yeah, I just love taking pictures of the menu, like all the seafood here and the specialties. But then there's pork chops and chicken platters and hamburgers too, and po' boys. So yeah, I mean, a lot of seafood, but seafood having Jill and I shared oysters 2 nights, so we we split a dozen oysters, which was good to have one person there who wanted them. So we split some oysters, which was nice. Yep. But I mean, you don't get anything like this down up in our way, up in the north. I mean, yeah, I guess you could find a restaurant, but it's New Orleans restaurant, but not that often you're gonna get it, and it's probably never as good anyway. So, but you guys like your hot sauce down there too, right?
Yeah, we do. The one I use is more of a vinegary based, and that's the one that most people use, and it's hot, but it's not like super hot. It gives it some flavor.
Yeah, hot. Yeah.
Crystals is what it's called, in case anybody's wondering.
Okay, and here's the oysters. Of course, the oysters were done up with cooked with some cheese and stuff. So it doesn't look that good, but they tasted good. And Jill had to step out for a second, but yeah, she'd agree. They were good. Yeah, they were not typical.
Is this Bienvenue?
This is Parrish's or
Rockefeller? No. I'm asking which oyster is it that you got? Did you get the oyster Bienvenue or oysters Rockefeller?
Do I have it on here? Let's see.
Oh, just a char grilled. Okay. Traditional.
Yeah, but so they put cheese on it, butter, Hughes spicy herb infused stock. So yeah, so you did have it's not a raw oyster. So if you're used to eating raw, they're cooked. Yeah, which is probably safer this time of year anyway. But yeah, oyster what? Yeah, yeah, they're not Rockefeller yet, but they were damn good.
No, it's not. Yeah.
They were juicy good. Yep. And these were crab claws. Yep.
Crab claws. Yeah. They just break off the little moving part of the crab, and it's that dark meat that you get off the claws. Yeah.
Yeah. Suck them out. Yeah, and then you can eat the breading too. So they're deep fried. Yeah. So if you're from Maryland, you don't do this to your crabs. You eat them boiled. But yeah, these are tasty.
Yeah, we don't usually fry crabs here. There's some onion rings.
I guess just for the appetite. Yeah, those onion rings are good. Oh, they're nice and crunchy too. You gotta have crunchy onion rings. Yep. And that was that was the fried green tomatoes. I've tried to make those, and mine never came out as good as these. Yep.
That is not easy. And see how the remoulade there's a little bit more pink, closer to the red, like I was telling you guys. Yeah. And it all depends on what people put in their remoulade. When you see it like that, it's probably a little bit of ketchup in it.
That was good. I didn't think I liked them that much, but of course they're deep fried too, folks. So yeah, anything deep fried is gonna get yeah. And then we had these are barbecue shrimp. These are all appetizers. We ordered a lot of appetizers. Barbecue shrimp. Those are good too. Yep. Sometimes when you're too close, it doesn't take as good of it. Like it looks not as good close, I guess. Yeah. And more boudin. We call them boudin balls, or were they?
Yeah.
And I got some gumbo. Steve Mitchell was yelling at me. He's like, "You've got to get gumbo." I'm like, "Oh yes, sir."
Yeah, you know what? I should have ordered some gumbo. That was my only regret the entire trip. Aside from,
you to get the gumbo. Yeah.
Probably not really being there.
Yeah. So Lisa, I make a delicious fried green tomato. Yeah, I don't doubt it. Yeah, with her garden.
I've never tried to make it.
I mean, it seems easy, but it's. I tried to make it a couple times. It just didn't come out good. But I didn't use the deep fryer either. Probably if you use a deep fryer, it comes out better. And there's their coleslaw that Clopper times would have hated, with peanuts in it. So, but it was good. It was like a huge bowl, like a salad. I'm like, I'll get the coleslaw, and I was expecting like a little teeny cup. They brought out big, huge thing. Yeah. And there's my entree. It was a shrimp, not catfish, crawfish, and what the heck else was the other seafood? It was maybe crab or just lots of seafood with a really nice pasta sauce.
Yeah. Was it Monica?
It wasn't Monica. I have to go back to the menu. Or it could have been, I'm forgetting, but it wasn't an Alfredo sauce. She's like, "Here, let me bring you some of the sauce. They're so nice." So you taste the sauce first, because sometimes I guess people expect like an Alfredo sauce.
Yeah, it's not an Alfredo sauce. It's definitely different. It's a cream-based sauce. Don't get me wrong. But
Cream-based sauce. Yeah, yeah. Like, oh no, that's good. You can go ahead, bring it on. And oh, that picture didn't come up. I don't know what that was. That a soup or was that a? Who knows what that is? But it was
that's
good. Whatever.
that's probably a baked, like baked spinach or something like that, or yeah.
Something baked in there. I don't know. And there's a soup. I think Mrs. Dadman got Max Redstone soup that night, so she ended up with 2 soups.
Ah, okay.
And then that was someone's. I think that was shrimp or crab or something deep fried. Looks good in there. Is that crab in there? Is that shrimp?
Dude, it's hard to tell from this. I guess it could be shrimp with the tail still on. I guess because that's like what that orange is. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
They probably butterflied it. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta be shrimp. Shrimps in there. Yeah, yeah. Elder Wade, how's it going, Wade?
Hey, Wade.
And I think that was Max soup, some kind of. Well, I guess that's not a gumbo, right? That's just a.
No, I don't know what that is. It could be an etouffee. It could be It could just be a real heavy. Yeah.
Yeah. Pam
Yeah.
says cream spinach.
That's what I was thinking too, Claude. It was just a cream spinach that they put under the boiler. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's a another. That's got to be a gumbo there, right? With the crab leg in there, or
Yeah, that's a pretty dark roux, so I'm assuming so. Yep.
yeah. I mean, these all look good. I mean, I love food, so that was another deep fried. I guess that was a combo, probably. Yeah, with the shrimp and then the chicken and then the boudin and fries. Yep. Yeah, there's the cream spinach and the flounder. And the Clobber Times, God, he hated the pecans.
Oh, he hated pecans.
He hated pecans. Oh God, he hated them. Yeah, yeah. You'd and his mom told me at the funeral, like she'd make, some people make pecan pie, or they make like pecan pie breading, or the crumbs or whatever. It would drive him crazy. So, what's the pie they make? Yeah, I can't remember what the pie was, but it was.
Yeah, when she would make. That's right, Mark. When she would make them the pralines, because pralines have. I mean, you can't really have pralines without having pecans in them. But yeah.
Oh, and that's Pam.
Oh, hi, Pam. So yeah, she would take the candy,
Hello, Pam.
the candy pecans out for him, make it.
Yeah, she hated that. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that was a joke, like stealing. Because I think someone was telling the story about someone Claude tried to take some of Mike's food one night, and he yelled that it was a joke about because like Mike wasn't going to eat anyway. But yeah, I'm forgetting the story. But
I like pecans, but I didn't see that dish. I've never tried it with fish.
Sure, it was good. Yeah, yeah. Oh, there's the half and half. Yeah, that was. Those look like fried shrimp to me. And I think that was Max's. Dish. Yeah. But we were rolled out of. Then the waitress is like, "Does anyone want dessert?" I'm like, "Don't look at the fat guy. I'm gonna say yes." And I'm like,
well, it might have been interesting if you tried something just to see what it was. But I had an etouffee that night.
Yeah, so we all had enough. I'm like, I need some support here, and I always get in trouble when I say, yeah, I'll have dessert too. Yeah. So that was the last. Yeah, so we didn't have dessert, but it was great to hang out with everyone, and I think there's a group. I think Max took a group picture of us. I think there's another fiery crab that was just another seafood. There's so many seafood places there. I just like the sign. Yeah, the fiery
I remember
crab.
watching you take that picture.
Right.
Yeah, that's another kind of small South Louisiana chain. There's about 10 of them, but they're pretty good. These look real good, dude.
I think this was this with oh yeah, this was in the morning before. This was before the memorial.
Yes, directly before the memorial.
It was right before the memorial, right? Yeah. So we had, and then I got. At first I'm like, oh, they gave me one extra, and like Jill got one, and I got 3, so I was happy. Like, I thought I was, I got an extra beignet, which I don't need, but that was for Jill because we just ordered them together.
Got a bonus one.
And then they brought you a plate. I'm like, I'm like, oh, Trent, and I shouldn't have 4 beignets anyway. But yeah, those are really good. So that was at another little restaurant. That was Rue Beignet. Yep.
Okay, yeah, they're pretty good.
They were good. Yep. And then we went to the food store next door.
Oh, what a weird story this was.
Yeah, so Steve's not here for this one, but I took a few pictures of the food stuff in the store. I was trying to grab a couple things, maybe grab something for the airplane you could take on, something small. And said Harold's. I might have my friend Harold Hogswash. I should have bought him that as a joke. And I didn't even notice what it said. Now I see this is Harold's on it. Second. All right, you got to buy me some of that and send that up, or I'll order it. Yep. It's for Arnold sauce. Yep. So all kinds of fantastic sauces and spices down on these places. So this was a food, more Zappos. And Steve kept talking about how good Zappos was.
I'm not being a smart ass, buddy. It's Zaps. That's an S. I know it looks like an F, which is Zaps.
Okay.
ZHP. Yes.
Okay.
There's some of your Zatarain's, Jill. That's the stuff they still make locally. Yeah.
And crawfish boil. Yeah. Oh, I haven't done a boil in a long time. I've done a few of them. Probably do one this summer. And this is the pastelaya that Clobber Times loves so much that his mom made. So this was at the ceremony. So
that was
gotcha.
Take a picture. That was so good.
Very good.
Oh,
He loved really that, y'all.
He loved that pastelaya. So he kept talking about that. So they had Cane's chicken there, and then her pastelaya, a lot of deviled eggs, which I love. Dadman's not here for that. We're gonna joke and bring him some deviled eggs, and yeah, of course, Raising Cane's, and people brought desserts and things. Yep, but this was the meal after the ceremony. Oh, thank you so much, Lisa. Yep, you didn't have to do that, but much appreciated. Yep. Let's play something for Lisa. We can put the super. First of all, everyone that's a member can do Supergirl in the chat there, right? We'll do Superman for Lisa.
Superman.
Thank you, Lisa.
Lisa said, "Thank you for bringing us along." Yeah, everybody who was watching that live stream was there with us.
Yeah, thank you everyone who made
That was
it.
nice, guys,
Wasn't
yeah.
easy, but
Y'all did a good
really
job.
really helped. Yeah. And here is the oysters. We split the second night, Joe. And then they said they screwed one up, which I didn't think they did. So we got an extra oyster.
Yeah, I don't know what they messed up, but
No, one
everything
didn't
I ate
sound
was
good.
good.
Yeah, so they gave us an extra oyster. Yep. And those were the Benville oysters. Yep. Traditional shrimp cheese, shrimp mushroom topping, crusted with seasoned breadcrumbs. They were good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good to have some oysters that are a little more creative. I mostly just eat raw with some Tabasco and lemon.
Oh yeah, that's bread. That's bread in the middle of the. They give you like some bread there. Yep.
Yeah, it's just some French bread they char up.
Yeah.
Probably because it's from the day before, which is still okay. I mean, day old bread, nothing wrong with it.
Crawfish on the Bluff. I think is that what I got? Oh, Nick Weiser's here. Hey, Nick, yeah. What does Nick Cage think of this food? I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Mark, we forgot to bring you by Nick Cage's tomb, dude. We definitely had time for that. I can't believe we forgot to do that, dude. Yeah.
Well, here,
if you guys can look it up. If you look up Nick Cage burial site or Nick Cage tomb, New Orleans, you'll see it.
And of course, since Nick is here, I got to play something for Nick here. Yep. Let's see here. Where's there we go.
Yeah, Nick. Nick's a real name. Kind of guy you can drink a beer with. Kind of guy who doesn't mind if you puke in his car. Nick.
And here's fried food.
I had fried food again for lunch today. I know, I shouldn't have had it, but I couldn't help myself.
Yeah. That's my line. That's my line when I go to New Orleans. Yeah. Oh yeah, on the half.
I didn't give you a choice. You think you order something. It's gonna be fried.
It turns out to be fried anyway. Yeah. So thank you, Nick. Yeah. Yeah, it turns out to be fried. Yeah. So that was. Oh yeah, I got blackened redfish. Was it redfish with the crawfish etouffee? Yep. And some good mashed potatoes. And I got some. I didn't get the fries. I got broccoli. I'm trying to save a few calories. So.
Really, you didn't get fries with your mashed potatoes? That's good, Nick. You're a good boy, Mark.
Fries with my mashed potatoes. Yeah.
I don't know. I think I need more starch to go with this gravy-esque. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll get the broccoli. Yeah, it was really good, and it wasn't deep fried. It's blackened. So, but I think the blackened wasn't that
right.
RuPaul. What's the guy's name? Who John Prudhomme or who came up with the blackened?
Yes, Chef Paul Prudhomme. Yeah.
Paul Prudhomme. Yeah, and it was like an accident. He burned it, but they served it anyway. It came out good. So.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how he did it. I mean, look, dude, don't be fooled though. It's healthy. It's like it's like a ton of butter. It's what it is.
Yeah, a ton of butter. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's the story, Mark. That's what it was. He was out of oil. He was out of his cooking oil, so he just did it in butter, and it like really blackened it. Yeah, but it's really good. I'd take a piece of blackened redfish over a piece of fried fish any day.
Yeah, yeah. No, it was good stuff. Yeah. Oh, this is a shrimp with pasta. I think. Yep. That might have been Dad Man's. Yep. And then Steve got the dipping sandwich with the juice. Steve was all sandwiches this week. Someone's shrimp.
That was mine.
That was how yours was good, right, Jill? Yeah. Oh, you gave me.
It was
good.
It was great. It was supposed to be barbecue. Didn't taste anything like any kind of barbecue I've had, but it was delicious and flavorful.
Yeah, it's not really barbecued. It's that's what they call it. It's a butter and kind of peppery and. Steve got the French dip.
French dip, as we call it. French dip. Thank you, Pam. Yep. So. Yeah, this wasn't like you think barbecue. You think like tangy red,
right?
Like a sweet, or it could be spicy. But yeah, it was like a tomato-based barbecue, I guess. But not a traditional barbecue.
Yeah, and it's real buttery, and they give you a ton of bread so you can dip it in the sauce and soak it in there. Because God forbid you leave something in a plate,
Now this is with that. So this what came out so blue? There's blue light in there. I should have taken more pictures. I was looking. I'm like, why is this so blue? I should fix. But this is well, Pat. You can talk about this. This is your in your neck.
Yeah, I brought Mark to this place. It's called Coffee Ann, and it's this like little greasy spoon place that's open 24 hours a day by one of the hospitals. So this is a place like it's there for like doctors and paramedics and people to eat there and stuff. And they are known for because they do regular donuts and stuff. They do beignets like every other place, but one time they ran out of powdered sugar, and so they just started glazing them and just put glaze on some, and people loved it. And like people are like coming from miles around to get these glazed beignets. I can't imagine they're the first people to ever do this. But they do it up fresh, and they're really good there. They also do the classic powdered, and Mark, I don't know why they told us they didn't. I guess maybe they just didn't have it that day. But I called them up when I got home. I'm like, "Are you guys still making the cinnamon sugar ones?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, you just have to request." I'm like, "Okay," because y'all said you didn't have it today. And she was like, "Oh, we might have been out the cinnamon." Like she's like, "We order that specifically just for us," and they make it like in some company, so you can get both.
Yeah. Steven, I'm starting trouble.
And Mark must have liked those because I thought I was going to be like, okay, I'll just eat the glazed ones. Mark's probably going to want the powder ones. And he's like, hey, do you mind if I finish these glazed ones? I'm like, no, brother, go ahead. That's what they're there for.
You might lose a finger, but we were joking. I had 2 glazed and 1 powdered.
Dude, the powder ones are awesome. They're great. These awesome. Plain ones they're really good there,
But I have never had the glazed, obviously. So see that I had a good thing I went there for breakfast. So yeah, so we dropped Jill off at the airport at like 9 o'clock, I guess, or 8 o'clock, Jill, or whatever the heck we dropped you off.
Whatever crazy time in the morning. Yeah, I had to fly early.
Yeah, it was early. Yep. So, but you
had to go meet up with my family. Yeah.
You made it through security, no problem, or you made your flight okay? I'm assuming no problem, right? Yeah, no.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Security wasn't. Everyone was telling us the security take forever, but it wasn't bad that day, I guess, right? Yep. Yeah.
Right, because they only have one TSA line. Well, aside from the fancy one that you had to pay for, like membership or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. But there's only one. Yeah, there's only one security section for the whole airport. Like LaGuardia has like security for, or some airports have security for different, uh, uh, terminals, I guess I should say. So, but it's a big airport, but not that big. So,
Right.
it's yeah. But it was thankfully, yeah. Everyone was telling us, yeah, you got to be there early enough so you don't get stuck. But yeah, the line was only like 15, 20 minutes for me, so wasn't too bad. Yep, yep. And there's the powdered one. Yeah, they were big beignets, and everyone's friend. You kept saying he's from Connecticut. You better get him some good food. Yep, he's a northerner. Fix him up here. Yep.
Well, I was asking him that because it's like, what do you guys have? Because this is like what, Mark, 9:30 in the morning. So I'm thinking,
Yeah.
like, what do they have there that Mark could try that maybe he hasn't had anything yet, and you're about to show him.
Yeah, yeah. So what did we get for breakfast? All right, no, guess everyone's got to guess what that is.
Yes, you have to guess. If Pam's still on, she might guess that.
She might guess, yeah. So it's could be chicken, could be shrimp,
Calamari? No.
could be calamari. We got a calamari.
It could be, but it's not that.
Wait for the chat to pop in with some guesses here before we say anything. But yeah, I don't know if Tom wants to take a guess on this one. Cauliflower, says Lisa. Fried oysters.
Is it alligator?
Damn, Tom's good, dude. Wow.
Good. Tom
Yeah.
wins. Shit, Tom wins. It's gator. I had gator for breakfast. Yeah. So I was.
And did you catch what she said? She went out of her way to go, and it's not tail. Because everybody thinks, oh, you'd eat the tail, but the tail's pretty tough. This is like the underside of the alligator. So, yeah, it was pretty tender.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. So good guesses.
That's a good guess, too. Chitlins. That's a good guess.
I was just waiting for it to come up sooner or later since y'all were down there. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And we did see a gator, a poor gator, a big gator, too, on the side of the road. I guess there's a lot of roadkill gators down there. I'm like, oh, my God, there's like maybe it was like a 20-foot gator, but he's only 10 feet now. He was chopped in half, the poor guy. Yep. Oh, good night to Alex and Ash. Good night, everyone. Thank you again for support, Alonzo family. We appreciate it. Yeah, thank you for including us and everything. As I said, we were, worried about intruding us YouTubers, coming down there, but you were very welcoming, and obviously we loved your dad and miss him greatly, and thank you for including us and being so opening and warm to us, and yeah, hopefully someday I'll see you guys again on happy happy occasion, or if you're ever up this way, Killian Pizza on me if you're ever in the New York City area. Or something good, yeah. Or something good,
and Ashley, Loki, Mark, and all, Steve has all our information. If you need anything, I'm right in New Orleans. You just let us know, okay? Seriously.
So have a good night and a great week. Yep. And
Yeah,
Mark
night,
says
ladies.
alligator is man. This was pretty good. It was.
I agree with Mark. Definitely tired. I am not a huge fan of it. The
It's not
big
like-
thing is, and this is what's so funny, right? Because like, I have a bunch of nephews that I raised, and what's cool about alligator, and what's so funny here is about 12 or 13 years ago, our Archbishop came in and said they asked him like, "Can you eat alligator on Fridays during Lent? Because it's a meat. It's yeah." And
Oh my
he went and investigated because he's from down here, and he went and he was like, yes, it's acceptable. That's an acceptable Lenten dish. So the boys down here will eat alligator on Fridays during Lent. They'll get an
'cause it
alligator
counts
full
like as a fish, right? That's hysterical. Yeah, that's always
Yeah.
joking.
Yeah, an aquatic animal.
Reptile.
You couldn't afford lobster, but like technically lobster would be like if you're really rich. I'm like, what's the sacrifice? You eat lobster every Friday. Growing up, our Catholic relatives, they ate like cod, or you couldn't afford good fancy seafood, so you'd have fried cod or some cheap whitefish. Then you couldn't eat meat on Friday.
Yeah,
so
it's
sacrifice.
honestly, Mark, it's almost a joke down here. It's like It's like Lent. It's what do you sacrifice it down here? And it's even weirder because it's like everybody together and it's like, yeah, it's supposed to be a solemn time. And like, so let's get a bunch of crawfish and beer and boil it in somebody's backyard and hang out till midnight. And then till midnight and then go get a hamburger. It's like,
because the idea of most parts of the country, you'd have like white fish or like fish would not be considered a good meal. So that was a sacrifice. But
fish sticks and macaroni. Yeah, that's. Yeah.
And hail to Brandon, the anime guy. Thank you for stopping by, Brandon. Yep, we're having a great
Brandon.
time.
Hey, boss man.
This company. Yep. So crossfish was considered fish bait. Yeah, and actually in Maine, which is famous for lobster, Maine was considered it was a law they can only serve, I think, lobster to prisoners 3 days a week or 4 days a week because there were so many. I think when they landed here, there were just huge lobsters crawling all over the just on the beaches. They were it was considered throwaway food. So it was. This was.
They used to feed it to the prisoners, and now.
Yeah.
Now it's different.
Yeah. Oh, this was patriotic dessert just from a night. We had a meeting, so some it's not 4th of July yet, but someone brought cupcakes. Yeah, I thought those were cute. Yep, but so that's the food stuff that we had. I don't know. Maybe does everyone up for seeing one of the stores we went to? We'll do one store and then we'll call it a night, and then we can save another store for next week.
Absolutely,
maybe.
But I do before we go though. I do want to know what Tom went to go see tonight.
Oh yeah, Tom, tell us what you went to see. Yeah.
Oh, I went to see the Horizon.
Oh, the Kevin Costner. Yeah, I've heard it's critics I've heard said it's good. It's
actually the critics have been kind of harsh on it. It's complicated. It basically should have been a series, not a movie, a mini series. It's 3 hours long. Kevin Costner doesn't come in until an hour into the movie. The beginning is really kind of confusing. Once you kind of get what's going on, it's not so bad. And then, of course, like the last 10 minutes of the movie is literally like a trailer for part 2 without any voices. It's just music with scenes and shots and stuff. And the other people that were in the theater were like visibly confused when I got up to leave. So I explained to them, there is a part 2 coming out in 2 months. And they're like, oh, okay.
That's nice of you, Tom.
Yeah,
like,
well, that's kind of weird, but I'm glad
you're going like, is this the ending? Like, what's going on? Like, why did because it's weird because all of a sudden it goes from like a regular scene into just this rush of things happening really fast, and you kind of can make up sort of what's going to happen in the next movie and stuff like that. So you're kind of like, wait, are they just rushing us through the story or something? And then all of a sudden the credits start, after like 10 minutes of just music and scenes. Maybe it wasn't 10 minutes, but it sure felt like it. And like I said, everybody else in the theater was completely confused. You could tell. And because they didn't really do a good job they didn't even have like chapter 2 coming August or anything like that pop up.
No,
with it.
Not like Back to the Future.
No, yeah. So like I could understand why unless you were like well aware of what you were walking into, you'd be like, what just happened?
Well, it's fine to have a serialized story, but a movie should have a beginning and middle and end of its own.
Sadly, I can't
to wrap up.
I can't exactly say that it does.
Wow.
Well, Tom, I will say, somebody said this. I wish I knew who it was so I could give them full credit, but they said it's definitely not Dances with Wolves, but it's not The Postman either. So
no, it's good.
It's between there.
But
Yeah.
It's not great, but again, I feel like if this was a series and I seen this as like 4 episodes instead of 1 3-hour-long movie at this point, I'd be talking about how interesting this series was and I'd be getting into it.
Okay, yeah.
And it almost feels like it could go in the Yellowstone world. So that's another thing you're kind of like, why didn't Kevin just work this out as a series for that?
Yeah.
Is maybe that's why maybe why he didn't, Tom, because he didn't want it to be compared since he's trying to distance himself a little bit from the Yellowstone. And he didn't want to do a series. He's like, I'm gonna be star kind of thing. And
it's very much like that though, where it's a character driven story. Like the overall arcing thing is basically it's all these stories that are kind of leading towards this town called Horizon. Okay, because it actually starts out in this territory that they've called Horizon, and I mean, this is not spoilers. This is literally the beginning of the movie, and these two guys are starting to set up to where they're going to build their house there, and they all get killed by Indians or Native Americans. Sorry, and so like these other people decide they're going to live there, and then the same damn thing happens to them, and so the cavalry finally shows up, and they're like, maybe you would think that this wasn't a good place to build. They keep telling this to him, and it's like, so that's kind of the intro part, but then you start getting these stories of these other characters. Some of them are like spawned off of the group that were at the town. Some of them are people that are obviously heading that way, or their story ends up leading to them. So by the end of the movie, even though the movie ends like we've gone through like maybe a year or two tops, but like it ends where I believe the Civil War starts to kick in because they have the troops leaving and all that stuff, and then like it kind of just ends there and leaves a bunch of the storylines open, obviously. But you're just kind of like, okay, this is not a real good place to end this, and then it's kind of confusing by how there is no real through line other than all these people's stories are eventually going to lead to this town, right?
Okay.
Like you can tell that, like that's kind of where it's headed. Like it's just kind of,
You know,
otherwise it's just random stories, and
up.
I could tell you like bits and pieces of the stories, but they're all just kind of
like
generic-ish Western stories, I guess.
Like an anthology TV series, kind of.
Kind of. Like, okay, like I said, there's a couple characters that were, like from that second town attack. Because one didn't even get nothing built the first time out, but they actually got like a tent town built the second time when they got attacked. Like there's one kid from that group that's still alive, and he's hanging out with this offshoot of the cavalry that's off hunting Native Americans. And sorry, I keep doing the Indian thing because I'm growing up watching cowboys and Indian movies.
Get in trouble. Let me thank Wes Cagle here.
Yeah.
So thank you all of you did to help Clobbering Time streams fun and fellow streams on your channel. Good night, all. So thank you, Wes Cagle, and let's play one of Clobbering Time's favorite clips here for that.
Briscoe, Bowler, I hope to see you in action again soon.
Count on it. Well, maybe after a brief hiatus.
Right. But yeah, so you got like those kind of stories. Then Kevin Costner's story is a different story, and then there's this other story about this wagon train, and so like you got like these basically 3-4 different stories going, and then you got the cavalry story that's split off into different stories. Like, so it is very much like a series, and you're just kind of like, why isn't this just a series? Like,
yeah. So they would have, because now didn't he? There was the controversy of not doing finishing.
Yes, because this came in between Yellowstone. Because here's the deal: is he shot the first 2 parts already, and I don't know if he started shooting part 3 and 4 yet or not. Some people said he did. I went to check when I got home here, and I didn't look because I just jumped on here with you guys. But yeah, so this is technically supposed to be a 4-part film.
And he sunk a lot of his own money into it too, right?
That's the thing, yeah. And it's hardly in any theaters. It's not going to open real well. So I'm real curious how long this thing will even be in theaters before it hits streaming. And I wonder how they're going to handle the second film.
Jealous of the success of Yellowstone?
I don't know if he's jealous so much as he used this, and it's going to backfire. Like, because that's the thing, is he hasn't directed a movie, as far as I know, since that Open Range movie, and that was the first movie they had let him direct since like The Postman. And The Postman was the movie that kind of put an end to his directing career for the longest time. And then he was kind of delegated to lesser roles and stuff. So yeah, you're right. Yellowstone put him back on the map. And so yeah, this is kind of weird for him to do this way. I really don't understand his
I don't know for sure that he's like this, but I hope it's on I'm a movie star thing, and now because now there's such a blurred line between who cares, television.
It does feel a lot like a vanity project.
Yeah.
That's the other problem, yeah.
And Yellowstone's so good, man. Just embrace it, dude. There's nothing to be embarrassed about there at all.
And he killed Yellowstone, I guess. So he killed I guess they're gonna
finish it off, but yeah, we have no idea what they're gonna do to his character at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, which is ridiculous. I mean, it was.
And then they're just gonna spin it off into a new show, basically, which is ostensibly gonna be the same show, just without Kevin Costner.
Well, they'll probably kill him off, and they'll have who's the big, the daughter, and what's the Rip. Probably be the head, the head.
That they're supposed to be bringing in Matthew McConaughey, and that's the other thing is, if you've been watching the show, they're leading more towards getting into the beef industry. So I'm thinking that's where it's going to kind of shift, but yeah.
Or they could have just replaced Kevin Costner with the guy that's playing him as the younger Kevin Costner.
That's what some people said.
Just replace him. I mean, he's
well,
good.
They
on
do
the
have
show.
a series that's supposed to be coming up of that. Basically, I can't remember. I think it's called like 1994 or something like that. Because the rest of the series from here on out are just going to be called the year they take place in.
The year, yeah. Because I mean, the show was good, but it did get to be a little bit much. Like my wife and I were watching like the last season, we're like more of the same stuff. I mean, it's almost not bad when a series, a show ends.
I've actually enjoyed the spin-offs a little bit more in some cases, especially the 19 whatever one with Harrison Ford. Yeah, with Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren's been pretty good. Yeah.
I haven't watched it. Yeah, but I got to add that to the list.
The other one was a limited series, and that had Sam Elliott in it. It was good. It has some wokey elements to it, but overall, it was kind of interesting because if you ever played the Oregon Trail game in school, that show is basically Oregon Trail.
Okay,
you drive dysentery.
It is like it literally like that's what they're doing. They're taking the Oregon Trail. And you have like all these people like are dying of dysentery and all this other stuff because they're stupid and drink the water they shouldn't. And, they go through all the same trials and tribulations you go through in the game. So it's like this is the game come to life.
Yeah. That sounds interesting. I love West. I mean, I love me a good Western, but it's tough to make it as a Western in these days. And Yellowstone was more of like, The Sopranos doing a Western, I guess, but in a modern day. But did people look that gorgeous back then? How did Sienna Miller get her hair done back then in the Wild West? It's like
there's some elements of that where you're just kind of like, come on, but otherwise this is fairly. I mean, it's a little bit of a Hollywoodish kind of Western. I mean, in that respect, it's kind of a romanticized film. You can tell what
is she Kevin Costner's love interest in this?
No, believe it or not. Her story is actually part of this. She's one of the characters that's left over from when they tried to build the town the second time.
Okay.
And so, like I said, a lot of those characters come spun off of there. And then, like I said, you have like these 2, 3, 4 sets of characters, all that kind of split off, and then other characters that are heading towards that area, and then they all kind of intertwine, and it kind of works like a novel or a mini series kind of sorts,
Yeah.
Tom, it's not his.
I was just gonna say, it seems like something would be perfect for this age of TV and streaming, where it'd find a bigger audience probably than, like, I couldn't get my wife to go see. I'm thinking of like, date night at the movie. Would you want to go see a 3-hour Western? That's not going to happen.
That's the thing. I was probably one of the younger people in the audience there. I guarantee it.
Right. There you go.
Yeah.
Everybody else there was way older.
Yeah, and I do love Westerns, but remember seeing Silverado in the 80s? Was that one of the big?
Yeah, 86 or so, something like that. 85 maybe.
And then you had the Doc Holliday movie, but not the Kevin Costner one. That was a flop. But you had the what was oh God,
Tombstone and Wyatt Earp, and yeah.
Your
boy was in Wyatt Earp. Yeah, he was Wyatt Earp.
Costner movie come out the same year that he did his version.
Well, Tombstone. Well, Wyatt Earp exists because of Tombstone. I don't know if you guys know that story, but yeah, it's a long story. But the short version is Kevin was going to be in Tombstone.
Okay.
Or he was supposed to be, but he didn't like that it was about the brothers. He wanted to do a movie that was just about Wyatt mainly as the main.
Yeah, main
draw.
guy, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and he didn't want to do it as like a action kind of film like they were doing, because that was more in the vein of Young Guns, but now we're going to get the men. You know what I mean? Right. Like it was kind of a rock and roll Western or whatever you want to call it of sorts. And he didn't want to do that. But then Kurt Russell, because they were friends, I guess, or somewhat friends in real life. Like he wanted to bury the hatchet with the whole thing because he looked at it as kind of like a fun rivalry. He's like, he kept trying to get a hold of his people, but they couldn't get through to him. He wanted to have Costner come on to Tombstone and die in a scene as like just some bad guy in a random scene. And then he would go on to Wyatt Earp and die as some bad guy in some random scene. That's what he wanted to do just for fun. But he couldn't get through to Costner. And if he did, he said he must have turned it down because he didn't get nothing back. So, but yeah, so like that was the original pitch. Yeah.
Lived to die. They lived to die in movies.
Yeah. Well, the fun one, I don't know, most people know this. Tom Cruise actually gets killed in Young Guns too.
Oh, he does. Yeah.
Yep, he's one of the guys that comes out of one of the buildings in it's like midway into the movie. There's like a bunch of these guys that come out and get gunned down by Billy the Kid, and Tom Cruise is one of them. He was there that day hanging out with the guys, and
Cameo.
they
Yeah.
slapped him. Yeah, they slapped him on with a costume and threw him in the scene. Yeah.
Clobby would have loved
He's done
that. Yeah, he's not a fan of Tom Cruise. Yeah.
No, but there's a lot of those, I guess.
He and Estevez were in what's the Hutton movie together with come on, everybody saw this with Pony Boy.
Yeah, the Outsiders. I was trying to remember the damn name of it.
Yeah, they were in that together. I think they were brothers, right? Weren't they? Wasn't Tom Cruise like the middle brother? And
he might have been. It's been a year since I watched. I had just watched it too. I should remember this. I think so.
Yeah.
I think he was the younger brother of. Sorry.
Oh, Joe was just doing the Stay Gold Pony, from the Karate.
Oh, yeah.
Kid.
Yeah, I think he was the younger brother of Patrick Swayze, at least. I'm not sure about.
Yeah, I want to say, Estevez and Tom Cruise were Swayze's younger brothers, if I remember right. Oh, that couldn't have been right because what's his name was Pony was his little brother, I guess. So they must have been just one of the other ones. You know how they all had family and stuff, and Kevin Dillon might have been Kevin Dillon's cousin or something. I'm trying to remember the book.
Well, you were saying this movie was like Oregon Trail. Does anyone try to ford a river?
No, that was the Yellowstone one, actually, the 1889 one. I'm sorry.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. This one is this is more about the last bastion of America that hasn't been tamed yet, basically, just before the war. And then, like I said, this movie ends just as the guys are going off to war.
The Civil War? Or...
Yeah. It starts off in 1859.
Okay. I mean, it looks interesting, but when I go, I guess especially with streaming, I mean, I know, in the 50s they were the TV was going to kill the movies, and they came out with the wide format, because originally movies were 4:3, so then they came out with a widescreen format, to come see the movie theater, and of course, the movie theater experience has gotten so degraded over time, and now it's coming back, with specialty movie theaters and the stadium seating, and the when you go to see a movie, I go to the Dolby Cinema, I pay for more money, pay way too much money, but at least you get the reclining chair and the great sound effects, and the picture looks great, and at least you're going to go out. But I mean, to watch a movie like this, maybe it would look great in a movie theater, but do I have to see it in a movie theater? That's the problem too. I'll just wait till it streams. I mean, and I feel bad for everyone that's involved in Hollywood and all the hardworking people in movies, but it's got to be a real event. But then you get stuck too. It's like you don't want to just see these big blockbusters or these Marvel movies too. I mean, an Oppenheimer or Barbie, I guess, or there is that movie going experience where you're off your phone, you're not on your computer. My wife always said, get off the computer, we're watching a movie. I'm checking Twitter during a movie, or looking up IMDb during a movie and telling her about the movie. She's like, just to watch the damn movie, Mark. Damn it, Mark. And so, but that's the trade-off too. Like, how do you make money? How do you make money if it's not a big blockbuster, or you have grand ambitions, and then there's a lot more risk, I think, today in some of the movies, and they don't last that long in the movie theater even too. So it's not easy these days to come up with a risky movie. I guess like an Oppenheimer made it, became a big hit, but I'm still surprised it was that big of a hit. I mean, in the way Barbie, I could see where that would be a big hit with that cast and that subject matter, but
it definitely got a boost from that for sure. I mean, I think it would have done all right still, but I don't know about the billion.
Yeah, right. But this movie's is it gonna make money?
I don't think so. Last I knew, it wasn't doing very well. Yeah, but it's not in a ton of theaters either.
Yeah. And you don't have the DVD sales like you used to too, right? I mean,
unfortunately not like you used to.
I mean, I used to buy like sometimes like 10 DVDs a week, it seemed, or something.
Yeah, remember that? You'd go like on Tuesday and it'd be like, what's on sale from all the new DVDs coming out?
And hail to Mars Monkey Max, who says, "Damn it, Mark." Yep. I got that somewhere here to play that.
Looks
yeah.
like it's going to fall somewhere around 11 million this weekend.
And what was the budget?
I would think
100 million.
a lot. Yeah, I was
Oh,
gonna say it's in the.
I mean, at least it wasn't 200, but
Yeah, and it's not like the number one movie's pulling from it. I mean, nobody who's going to go see Inside Out 2's going to see Horizon. That's going to be two different groups of people, unless you bring your kid to see that movie first and then go see this afterwards or something. So.
And then they can be like, "Where's Mark Wahlberg?" Oh wait, wrong disaster.
Oh wow, okay. So I guess here it says production has started on Chapter 3, but Costner is still in search of funds to complete both that installment and keep their cameras rolling for Part 4.
Ouch.
Dude, I hope he doesn't bankrupt himself. Wow. We've seen this story before, man. That is not a good idea.
No, this is not going to go out well, I don't think, for him. Unless it becomes a huge hit on streaming somehow, which I just don't know if I see that.
Well, yeah, you should have been. I was reading some critics saying it should have been a streaming series. Like Shogun has done extremely well, right? I mean, that's
he could have dropped this movie as 4 episodes.
Right?
And then the next part a little later down the road is another 4 episodes. And then the next part
I think Tom pretty safe to say he could pretty much went to any streaming platform he wanted with it, right?
Probably.
He could have chopped it around for sure.
Or used it as a negotiation chip with Paramount and Taylor Sheridan for Yellowstone. Like, I mean, bite the bullet, do a few months of Yellowstone, and then you get to go do your passion project. All people really want is for him to have a decent out, right? Like we've been expecting him to die for so long that at this point, if he dies off screen in between seasons, that is going to feel like such a cheat to fans.
Yeah. Oh, good night, Andrew. Take care. Great to see you, buddy.
Good night, Andrew.
You want to see him go down saving someone, maybe, or go down,
or at least in a way that we get to see his death anyway. I mean, I hate to, because I mean they have set up him having cancer and some other things to where
he's been
my
shot
feeling
multiple times.
Yeah,
right?
he's been shot multiple times and other things. So like, to have him just kind of disappear off screen in between seasons would be really kind of crappy.
Yeah, and then I guess they could only get him for 5 hours or something. He kept arguing with the cat.
I don't know if they did actually get him for a couple hours just to do his death scene. Then I guess that's probably enough for most fans. Because like I said, you were kind of right, Mark. Like the show itself has kind of run its course. Like they know they kind of have to shift gears. That's been evident since like this last season here. So they're kind of playing this out, and then I can tell they're going to go to this other direction. But now it hit this speed bump or roadblock more or less because of this.
Of Costner,
which it's sad because I mean it's not a bad movie. I was thinking that on the way home. I'm like, I wish I could hate this movie. I really do in a weird way. And I know that sounds bad, but I wish I could hate it so then I could say, see, Kevin, we were right. You should have never left Yellowstone. You shouldn't have done this stupid thing. But it's not that bad. It's actually good enough, but I don't think it's going to win him any accolades or Oscars or anything like that.
It's not Oscar. It's not a Dances with Wolves caliber.
It might get a cinematography at best.
Yeah. You wonder where they're going to go with Yellowstone too, because they, what was the kid that got hurt with it was the bull rider.
They've got a lot of those storylines left, and I said they're going to kind of lead into the beefing stuff more so, or the beef.
I wonder if he's going to come back because they had one of the episodes they just showed him for like 15 or 20 minutes. I was like, why did they show him again? The real skinny looking guy that got hurt, broke his back, and then.
He's coming in. I think his deal is they're going to do a spinoff with that, the 5-star ranch or whatever it was.
Yeah,
where he was at.
That's
why I think they're setting that up. See, that's the other thing too is, and this is where I understand where Kevin's coming from to a point, because Taylor got stretched way too thin. They've got all these shows in pre-production and development now with him, and it has been too long since the last season of Yellowstone, regardless of whether or not it was his fault or not. There was some delays, and you had the writing strike and all that kind of stuff. But regardless,
yeah. So, but it's been an adorable series.
And the chat to Pam Parrish.
Night, Pam. Yep. Good night. Bonne nuit. Bonne nuit. Which means good night in French. Yep. So let's let me see here. Let's see if we'll show one. Let's do some Second and Charles here because I don't think I have too many. No, we'll do.
Oh, the
That's
bookstore.
the book. I got a lot of bookstore pictures, so let's do the first store that we went to with Claude.
Hey, Mark, I'm going to step away for 1
Oh.
second, okay, buddy? But I'm not leaving. I'll be.
Yep.
I'll have y'all on the back.
Sounds good, Pat. Yep. Let me go to my Ollie's pictures. And Tom, have you been to Second and Charles or heard of Second and Charles? It's the kind of store you would like too.
No.
So it's all you can buy a box of DVDs, like a grab bag.
Mystery box.
Mystery box. Yep. So let's see. Oh, here we go. Ollie's. Here we go. So this is Claude picked me up at the airport. So yeah, this is another bargain store, but Second and Charles I'll show next week. Get tons of used DVDs and books and everything. Yep. Really, really cool. There, let's show Ollie's here. So Ollie's was a store that Claude and Mike would go to all the time and kind of scope out and see what they could get. So good stuff, cheap. I guess it's supposed to be Einstein there. I don't know if they're allowed to use it.
When my city lost Toys R Us, we got an Ollie's.
You got an
Not
Ollie's?
bad. Not bad replacement.
So we don't have anything like that around us, unfortunately. So Claude picked me up at the airport, and of course, what comic book do I see? So they've got a whole stacks of books and comics and decent prices on a lot of stuff, and they've got packs of comic books you could buy. So of course, I see Star Trek Voyager 7 lucky, as Raquel said, yeah, which is lucky 7, yep, lucky Lotto 7, yep. So I took a picture of that, but they've there's tons of Eternals toys still for sale. If you'd want any Eternals figures, so
nobody wants them at Ollie's even.
So I started laughing too hard. Yeah, no one wants them at Ollie's either, and even I didn't want them either. Now,
you should buy one of each because they might actually be worth something in about 30 years.
30 years, right? Yeah.
I'm only half kidding because we just had this conversation the other day about how things like, the death of Superman ruined the comic book industry, along with the having so many different covers and all that stuff, and people thinking that they could buy 2 and stash 1 and it would be an investment in the future. It's like, no, because there's twice as many in the market now. It's kind of like with toys. And then we got onto toys. I was like, yeah, a lot of the Star Wars toys are worth money still because there's still a collector's market. As long as the market's there, once it falls out, it falls out. But the toys that are staying worth money or things that are worth money are stuff that nobody bought, right? Like good luck trying to find a complete set of Dune toys from 84 or Dick Tracy toys are a little bit getting more expensive and stuff like that. So a lot of these toys that didn't sell, see, that's the thing, because then they get sent to these liquidator type stores. And then from there, they're in the dumpster. Like, if nobody buys them.
Yeah, Kramer, these are just secondhand toys. So that's the toy market, before they destroy the toys, they'll sell them. And we had a store called Surplus Unlimited near us that did the same kind of thing where
it's like a liquidation is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So they buy the toys real cheap, mark them down, and try to sell them. But what happens is once they can't sell them, a lot of these toys they grind them up and recycle them, or so like here's LeBron James, I guess, with the new
Space Jam 2, yeah,
hated, and the Black Panther Mamaku, I would have bought him. He was a cool character. There's a disappearing Doctor Strange, U.S. Soldier,
real bargains. Sorry,
yeah, but it's like I did buy Sleepwalker because I own all the Sleepwalker comic books. One of the more obscure, I'm not going to say incredibly obscure, but a pretty damn obscure character. I'm like, why are they introducing a Sleepwalker character? And I think it's been 30 years plus since I read it.
See, I'll do that sometimes. Or like, for instance, I still have a Jared Leto Joker in the box from Suicide Squad. Yeah. Not because I really wanted it, but I know that nobody bought those. So maybe, just maybe in 10 years, there's going to be a small market for that might pay $50-$60 for it. You never know.
Yeah. And hail to Mr. Angel. So you never know.
Especially that Snyder crowd.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Angel. Also, Cranberry lingers.
Yeah, thank you for stopping by. I'll never buy this not Namor figure ever. LeBron James is Robin. I almost bought that as a joke. Maybe I should have bought that. That's just so ridiculous. But I still think, is it Some of them were $10. I think it's still $10. I'm like, that's too much money. All right, Claude, get me that Robin figure. I should have bought that.
Was that Black Robin?
It's $6. I should have bought that for $6. It's LeBron James.
Oh, it's LeBron James's Robin. Oh, Jesus. I'm like, when did we have a Black Robin? This is news to me.
Yeah, so I should have bought that for $6.
I'm like, is that Marlon Wayans' Robin?
Yeah, that's LeBron James's Robin. Yeah.
Close enough.
Yeah. Oh, he's only $5 now. King
There you
Namor. Namor.
King Namor. Namor. I can't believe the Mario toys are though. Those generally sell really well around here.
Yeah. Like Wong, but these are all $10. Like I got a friend who likes Wong. It's like, plus I had to ship it back, so.
I wonder if those toys are not from the movie, but they're just like standard toys they got rid of just so they can move stuff in for the movie. Maybe.
Yeah, I wonder if these. Oh, this is Doctor Strange. So
yeah, that's Doctor Strange. I was talking about the Mario ones, just because I'm surprised. I'm surprised to see Mario in a situation like this.
I was surprised. Yeah, but I guess
But those were side characters. Yeah.
That's true too. You got that point. That's a good point. But I was also wondering because I know they had those at my Walmart, and then as soon as the movie came out, they switched out from the generic just Super Mario toys to the movie toys. Shang-Chi.
A lot of those should be branded.
Cool character. Wasn't a teenager? Wasn't Sleepwalker a teen? I mean, it's been 40 years probably since I read Sleepwalker and I bought him, but I think he was a teenager and he became a superhero when he dreamed something.
Oh, look at that! The Batman. It's a hit.
Yeah.
Clobby would be laughing at that.
Yeah. And this Rogue figure is horrible. I would have bought it. I just don't like that with the hair like that. And then the Eternals, oh god, Icarus they're coming out with a real Icarus now, finally. The Jack Kirby design. But just
all the Shang-Chi and Wakanda Forever.
And my CVS still has Wakanda Forever.
Oh, Thor, Love and Thunder. Wow.
Yeah. That's horrible. I'm like, buy it for Steve, yep. All right, now Fortnite was cool, but I'm like, I can get something.
I'm kind of surprised Fortnite is there, yeah.
But that's a more of an obscure figure. But Sky and Ollie, and I think it was still $15. So Rey Mysterio.
Yeah. And all it's too bad that Dungeons and Dragons didn't work out because the movie wasn't all that bad, really.
Yeah, I didn't mind the movie. I thought it was pretty good. I think did I buy one of the Dungeons and Dragons figures? I can't remember. That Seinfeld. These are fun. Yeah. More D&D.
What do we got here? Oh, okay, they're die cast. Okay, those are just regular figures.
Like preschool Seinfeld toys. That's funny.
Yeah, I know. Like those weird bobblehead things. Sometimes, like those pops. Sometimes I'm okay with those. Sometimes I'm just like,
these didn't work. I bought the Star Trek ones, but those didn't.
Yeah, so some of those might work, but I don't know.
Yeah, that one didn't work. Yeah.
Big G.I. Joe Cobra. It looks like there. Eternals, yes.
Yeah.
That was a Clobby name he used to call them all. Oh, Ronan the Accuser.
Yes, like I did like the guy who played Ronan
the Accuser.
What was his name? James.
Lee
J. He was really good on *Halt and Catch Fire*. Oh, what's the guy? Forgetting Lee Pace. He was good, but like this time, like $12. Do I want to buy this? I'm like, nah, not buying it. Almost. And that was this stupid plastic-free packaging they're getting rid of now too. Princess Leia with the Force link, $4.
Wow, that's pretty sad. If the Princess Leia figure didn't even sell. Of course, it's Last Jedi. I can see why.
Last Jedi, yeah.
So many Shang-Chi's. Some more Shang-Chi's than you can shake a stick at or a bow staff. Oh, you got a Holy Grail there. Holy Grail.
I almost bought it. I just almost bought it.
No, that's too much. Wait till it goes down more.
Like just for like holdover for holdover. I said holdover. Who gave an admiral that kind of outfit? It's like, oh my god. But if the box wasn't trash, I would have bought. There's a
worst admiral ever.
Han Solo hiding back there, the old Han Solo. And God, when he died in that movie, I was gonna take my dad. Unfortunately, had cancer at the time, and wasn't doing great. I'm like, Dad, we can go see the new Star Wars movie, and then but I'm gonna go check it out first, or if you feel good, we'll go to a matinee because he loved Harrison Ford, and he ended up liking Star Wars.
Oh yeah, a Panther there. I wonder how much they wanted for that one. If it was a flocked or a regular.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, you did.
I totally missed that because I might have bought that if I'd seen it.
I can't tell if it's which one it is. Yeah, from here.
I missed it. Yeah, see, that's what happens. You take pictures of these places, and you missed.
God, I can't believe how many toys they got. Holy sh!
Yeah, that's a great.
That's a crappy He-Man, but yeah. Well, some people liked it. I just couldn't get into it.
But like Buffy cards there.
Are those cards? Awesome.
Look like a collector's
Oh,
card.
they're collectible card game. Okay, I was gonna say, are they like the Topps cards or what?
Yeah, card game. Yeah.
I was surprised to actually see Topps cards in the store the other day. I'm like, I didn't even know Topps still made cards.
Yeah, I can't believe I missed the Panther there. God.
I can't tell if it's flocked or not. So if it's not
flock
flocked,
one's worth more. Doesn't matter. The flock one's worth something. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Yep.
Not much, but a little bit.
Cranberry Langers. I'm not a huge fan, but sometimes if I see something cool, it's
Yeah, the regular one's not worth so much, but the flocked one is worth a little bit more.
Rare. So you got your retro collection with the Obi-Wan.
Wow, that's so bad when even characters like that almost breaks my heart.
Yeah, it's sad.
Of course, that was from the Obi-Wan show. I can see why.
Their price $9. Yeah,
that's $3.99. It says, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it says their price $10.
Oh, their price. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's like no, my price is $1.99.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay that much for it.
Yeah.
Oh, we got some WWE superstars, and you missed that one. Oh, woo! Ric Flair.
$4. I should have bought that.
Oh man, yeah, you shoulda.
I gotta tell Claude to go back.
There's two of them there too. Look at that. There's one right behind it.
How did I miss that? Oh,
yeah. See, those are the things I love to pick up. Like, we don't have Ollie's here, but we used to have actual like local liquidator stores and such. But we don't really have much like that anymore, other than dollar stores will get some of this liquidated spillover. Well, there's a land speeder or whatever, and you missed that too, or the Land Raider.
Land Raider, yeah.
Wind Raider, I mean.
A Mandalorian, Grief Karga. I would have bought the. You're going through the store, you're going fast. I would have bought the, especially for $4. I would have bought
right. That's for fun. Let's just have that on your desk.
Yeah,
this is too geeky for me. This is the geekery. What are you talking about, James? It's the ultimate geekery.
He jokes. James Cassard is full of jokes.
I hope so. Woo! I just wanted to do the Ric Flair. You even got him like right in front of your face. What are you talking about, Mario?
Oh my God! I jet lag? No, I didn't have jet lag. It was too early.
There's 3 of them still there. Get your butt back there. Get one.
Claude, you better come back and get me Ric Flair.
What is it with Ric Flair? You would think that everybody would want the Ric Flair doll. Like, that's weird.
Yeah, what? I just must have had a
because he's like the ultimate meme now. I mean, come on, like.
Yeah. All right. Telling Claude you got to go back and get me the Ric Flair.
You need to.
Sounds like an emergency.
It is now. There's only 3 left.
Look, our price $25. I'm like, no, I'm not buying that.
What? $25 just for some little.
No, thank you. Poor Obi-Wan.
I say one of them, or is it the same pig?
Yeah. Okay. Grief Holdo, yeah, $10. Yeah, Grief Karga, excuse me. And the Batman figures. Oh, those.
I know. I've seen those on. Oh my God, 99 cents.
And that's the 4.5 figure. It's not a good figure either. But
no, but I've seen a lot of those, and this is kind of a thing with that. Clobby and I used to have fun crapping all over the Batman, man.
And see, I like that movie with Steve Mitchum, but yeah. There's parts of it I agree with were bad, but other parts I really did like. But and the soundtrack is great too. But like the old Han Solo, it's too depressing to buy, right? I mean, especially since he died too. It's like, why did you kill the guy? He had such a horrible end. It's like, and I didn't buy the Han Solo. And I didn't buy the I didn't buy the. Who's that? That's
from Rogue One, isn't it? That Jane Ursa or whatever her name
yeah,
is.
that might have been a. But see, it's only $4 too. Oh, it's the smaller figure. Yeah. Yeah, and LeBron. I should have bought LeBron. What was I thinking? Of course, that was the first
Just
store I
for
went.
fun.
Yeah, just to have it. Yeah, I'm sending Claude back. I'm gonna Venmo Claude $10. I want Ric Flair and LeBron James.
Hey, you saw who the Lakers signed, huh?
No, who did they sign? Oh, Bronny.
They signed his boy. Yeah, he's going to be playing with his boy.
Yeah, so I guess there's. I wasn't sure if they said LeBron was going to stay. So I guess that means he's going to stay another year.
Yeah, it's because he's a big baby, and they had to give him everything he wants because he's a prima donna.
With the bat cycle, yeah. So I got that. I bought that car for Steve to give to Maddie. Oh, I should have asked if how Maddie liked the car. Yep. The Thor car. Yep. I have a lot of these silly cars.
This is where Clobby found all those Johnny Lightnings, dude. Remember that he had from the from Lost in Space, and he had the Speed Racer car and all.
Yeah. And hail to Fanty Outsider. Hail, buddy.
Hello, Phantom Outsider.
That's a kind of cool car, but it's going to float away on you if you bring it outside.
Boo.
Boo. Carl. This is a very cool model kit. It was expensive, though, but Dan Gertie Ford Lotus Racer. Very cool. So they've got some models there and stuff, too. The Mighty Mo. But I just love these stores that have, I like stuff cheap. So, Maddie did love the car. Awesome. Yep. Thank you. Yep. So she knows it's not Daddy's car now, but yeah, glad she liked it. Yep. And look, these are kind of cool, actually. Betty, they're all Bettys. No Veronicas. It's all Bettys.
Are those all those retro ones that they do?
Yeah, the reaction.
Man, those get expensive. Do you want to go buy the Jaws ones? Good Lord, it's got $1,000 to get everything from that set.
Yeah, but these were for I guess, yeah, they're priced $11. So, and if you're a fan of Betty and Veronica, it's kind of a cool.
Are you more of a Betty or Veronica person?
I think I'm more of Veronica, but I'm not gonna get mad at Betty either. So we're checking out. Of course, they ask, "Are you an Ollie's member?" I'm like, no, I'm from Connecticut. I won't be back. Yeah, the customer's always right. Customer's wrong. Rule number 1. If you're rich, yeah, I guess you can return something. Yeah, but they're very friendly there. And then we said, "Oh, we're down here for, unfortunately, down here for a funeral for a friend." So they were really, really nice there. And I'm like, "No, I don't need to." They always ask you, "Do you want to get an Ollie's card?" I'm like, "No, I wish I was back more often." But down that area.
Yeah, that's how I felt at Second and Charles, because the closest one to me is in Houston, Texas, so I won't be there.
That's too far for you, right? Yeah. So we did.
Well, I have family there, but I don't visit them all the time.
Yeah,
I have an Ollie's card if anybody ever needs to borrow it.
I think what we did, for the Dadmans, I think they have some in Florida, so I think it's Second and Charles. I just put my order on there, gave them all my points, I guess, towards their new card that they got.
Yeah,
so.
Me too.
Yeah, which was good. So, yeah, so we'll save Second and Charles for next week because that was we got a ton of pictures at Second and Charles, and but we did cover the food and Ollie's, so that was, and you got to see a lot of the places that.
But I don't think you have what I got at Second and Charles, so I can send you pictures of my stuff.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah. And I'm gonna share my. We set up a Twitter group, so I'm gonna share. I'll share the links to my Google Photos, and I'll put some of these on. I haven't been doing a lot for members stuff, obviously, lately. I'll probably make these albums available for members. I'll take them to my Marc D with a C Google Photos and share them there too if people want to see them. So people can see that stuff. So, but yeah, so I did make it longer than I thought I would with my bad cold, and my voice kind of held up, which is good, thank God. So Mike was watching over me tonight, I guess. So about sea bugs and food, but hopefully he didn't mind too much. But yeah, it's been tough, but it was great to see Jill in person and hang out with Pat S and meet everyone. Really, really helped. Get through some tough times. And Tom has been a big help, and it's good
I
to see.
haven't really done anything, but thank you.
Just talking and stuff, and it was good to see Raquel and Andy, the gang at the Dadman clan, and Max Redstone, and some of meeting Clobber times. As he wasn't Clobby to them, he was Mike. So we, Steve kept kicking himself because I keep calling him Clobby now, and it was. It was Mike, but no, everyone's used to they knew him as Clobby. Like when I introduced myself, I said, well, you might probably know me as Marc D with a C on the YouTubes, but
even if I had been able to meet him, I don't think I could have called him anything but Clobby.
Right?
It's just he's Clobby.
Clobby, right?
To me too. It was definitely a mix of emotions, but it was definitely good to meet you guys.
Yeah, it was. It's nice to have that personal connection, and we always knew you were nice, Jill, but you were just as nice in person. So yeah.
There you go. Well, that's exactly all I can be. So that's what's going to be portrayed on the air and in real life.
Good, yeah. And Pat, it was great to meet you and get that tour down there. So thank you, Pat. And I guess you kept Steve company till his. His flight was.
I did. I didn't mind doing it. If I would have minded, I'd have come up with a really good excuse. It would have sounded like I had something to do, but I figured that's the least I could do. And Steve and I had some good talks, and I got to hear more stories. And yeah, it was.
So, but you had to hang out until like 7 o'clock, then, right? You
no, we didn't hang out. No, because I was afraid there was two things going on. One is I didn't want to get caught in all that traffic because downtown will get bad between like 4 and 6. And I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but Trump was coming into New Orleans that day. And Steve got a call from his brother, and he's like, dude, Trump's coming in. It's not like when he was a president, where he would fly into the Air Force Base. He's coming in to Louis Armstrong. So Steve and I just.
Oh, we lost you for a second, Pat.
So you could head over there. And took a little nap and then went into the airport. But
so you went earlier.
Yeah, I'm about to die here, guys. No, Steve. Yeah, we broke up about 4, so he wouldn't have to deal with all that traffic.
Yeah. His cell phone is about to die, not Pat. Yeah. Yep. Don't scare us. Yeah.
Actually, it's my laptop, but yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll let Pat bow out, I guess, if his laptop is going. But yeah. Well, typically we go around the horn and say what you got going. But Pat, do you have anything you want to say before we close out the stream, or?
No, just everybody have a good 4th of July. Well, I'm always doing Saturday mornings with Brandon, the anime guy. We're going to be doing one, even though it's 4th of July weekend. And I'm just real happy Clobby's stuff is there and archived and people can enjoy it. I'm also going through right now, making a list of other shows and streams Clobby was on it as a freelancer, I guess we could say, and hanging out with other people. I'm going to make a list of that over the next couple months and put that out there in case people want to ever look them up and see other stuff and enjoy that too.
That's a lovely idea to index every appearance of Clobber Times. That's quite the task to undertake.
I don't know if I'll get every appearance, but I'll sure try. A lot of it was with Tom, so really, if you want to go to Midnight's Edge After Dark, there's a lot there with Nick Weiser and stuff, and also. But yeah, that's the best thing you could do, and we're always going to remember Clobby, and I would say go out there and find something you love, something that other people would call geeky or nerdy, and just enjoy it and love it, and that's what I'm doing. You see my little Ninja Turtles up there? I have 2 of them already. I'm out looking for the other 2. And I'm going to complete that collection. I've been talking about it for a couple of years now. And that's what I'm going to do. It's,
That's right. Yeah.
The Kirk,
shared his
have
passions and stuff.
Yeah, I have Kirk and Spock. So I need to
Yeah, those are really cool ones. Yep. So thank you, Pat. It was great meeting you in person. Thank you for the tour. And Jill, do
Thank
you
you,
have
buddy.
anything you want to say before we close on down?
Well, just thank you to you and Steve for giving me a ride around Louisiana to get to the memorial service. I saved me a lot of headache instead of having to use Uber or, rent my own car. So that was good meeting Mr. and Mrs.
Steve
Dadman.
still hasn't gotten charged for the rental car yet, so hopefully it's zero. We have to still-
Yeah, that's what I hear. I was like, hey, let me know how much I owe because obviously I'm gonna pay. But if it's zero, I'm not gonna complain.
That's outrageous.
I'm not paying a fraction of zero.
Yeah.
No, well, my channel's always been inspired by Clobby's show. If you look the way I name things and everything. But yeah, I have a Tuesday show. I'm talking about For All Mankind now on Tuesdays.
Oh, I love that show. Yeah.
And
actually, a friend of my buddy who works for NASA, sorry to interrupt, his friends were technical advisors on the show.
No way! That's awesome. I can tell that
Yeah.
a lot of heart and accuracy is attempted, even when they change the history and stuff. They do it. They do it well. I think it's a good time.
Except for the duct tape scene, they were complaining about the duct tape scene, which is funny because Raquel mentioned how ridiculous that scene was. And
which
it was
season is that?
The 4th season or the 5th?
I haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
but then it was funny. I'm like, well,
they
and I have to tell her this. I haven't had a chance yet. And like, they had technical NASA advisors, but that scene's hogwash. And my friend, I mentioned the show, and he's like, yeah, except for the one scene, with the duct tape scene, which was hogwash, that they're complaining. I gotta tell Raquel she was right because they were complaining about that. Like, you can't say too much about the scene because it's a spoiler. But yeah, it was funny. Yeah.
Well, that's cool when people know their stuff about it, and I just try to learn, and as I go, I don't know everything, but I'm learning bit by bit. And on Friday, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to review some kind of movie or something.
Figure it out. Yep. And Sir Tom, any parting words?
Yeah, sorry I missed the earlier part of the show, but I did get to listen into some of it. I'm really disheartened to hear all the drama and other things that were going on over the past week or so or more surrounding Clobby, and hopefully things have calmed down now and people can move on and move past and I don't like seeing that kind of stuff. So I know it's already been addressed, so I don't want to drag that on anymore. Other than that, just thanks for having me as always. And you can find me at Midnight's Edge, Midnight's Edge After Dark, and all those fine dining facilities.
Thank you, Tom. Yeah, much appreciated. Yep, thank you for hanging out with us, and thank you for that review of Horizon. Yeah, because I did want to hear about that. So
yeah, hopefully I didn't dissuade anybody who really wanted to see it, but I think if you go in with lowered expectations, you might enjoy it more. I don't know.
And if you like westerns, you like that kind of thing too, you might. I do kind of like the change of pace, and Costner's trying to do something different at least too. So at least it's not a movie with fighting robots or superheroes. Not that I don't love those, but I would love to see the Western genre once in a while have an epic movie. It doesn't sound like this is it, but wouldn't be bad. So my final words are, I just hope all this stuff is behind us and everyone just stops and let's just remember how great Clobbering Times was. And I don't want to dwell on that, but just hope that everyone is kind to each other and treats everyone with respect, and so everyone can just remember that. And Raquel, Clobby, and I were a great team together, and I just want to remember how good that was, and just want to remember all those good times together, and I understand what it makes sense to me. Again, just to rehash that. Those are those. There's no Clobbering Times without Clobbering Times, as Raquel said that, and
that makes sense. And y'all were amazing.
Yeah, so it does make sense not to go on with Saturday Night Star Trek, even though it does hurt. It hurts. But that's reality.
Sure.
That's life. So and no more
Yeah.
Clubhouse.
No,
Mark,
right.
it's sad because I was going to say, Jill, it's sad because I don't think there's anybody who hasn't said it's not Clobber Times without Clobby. Of course it's not. There's no reproducing that. I think everybody feels that way. And there's no argument there. We all know that. And that's why I think it's like I'm still amazed at like how still upset and torn up I am by it. Because I figured I'd be like, okay, I'd be kind of past this by now after a couple weeks. So it's just going to take a while. And that's why I say, we just got to keep honoring them and stuff. And be grateful for the time we had. I know that sounds silly and cliche, but it is true. It is true. Because God, we had some
Absolutely
fun
true.
together, man. We
It
had
was
a lot of fun together.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not going to
Mm.
be the same, but I just always, I've made a lot of great friends on YouTube here, so you guys among them. So you lose a friend, but you always remember them, and you always think about them, and that's the best you can do, and just keep doing what you love. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'll probably start doing some watch parties. I'm probably gonna be away for the 4th of July, so I don't know if will be a geekery if I'm back. But happy 4th of July to everyone. Have a great, safe weekend. Do not screw around with fireworks. Leave that to professionals. Do not end up like do not end up in the emergency room. You think they're safe. Yeah, don't screw around them, because that's the Scoutmaster minute. Yeah, keep all your digits. But
I'm totally taking a picture of all the fireworks you've already bought, Mark.
There you go. Send it to me.
Dude, I have a house full of boys, dude. There's gonna be.
Yeah. Well,
The
there's
good
certain
news is one is a fireman paramedic, though, guys. So he's in
Yeah, well-
charge.
Yeah, but I've seen people like take professional fireworks and screw around them versus like the sparklers and things you light that shoot up. So there's certain things. Yeah, there's certain things you shouldn't screw around with, especially if you don't know what you're doing. So, but and Ezra says, "Happy Canada." Is it Canada Day? If it is, Happy Canada Day. I'm to our friends up north. Yep, I'm forgetting which day that is. Yep, sparklers don't cut it.
Canada
Sleep.
Day.
She wants explosives. Yep. So yeah, but yeah, so look for some down the road watch parties, and I haven't done obviously with what's happened with any of the member stuff, and it's just been and I think people understand it's just been crazy, but we'll get back to normal, but it's never gonna be the same again. I guess it's the only way you can. It's we're gonna keep going on, but it's gonna be different without Mike, and it's just can never replace him or duplicate him, but always love the
You
guy.
can't replace them, but I do watch a lot of his streams now and go back and rewatch things.
I was doing that too. Yep. So Lisa and Matey anyway. Yeah, come on, Lisa, get me in trouble here. So but God bless everyone, and here, let me put the overlay up of that Mike did for me of I didn't do I boomered it when the foodery. I didn't show the Sunday night foodery the eatery that Mike did for me. So that I should have to show that tomorrow. And of course, the great Gwagnar did that for me too. So sorry, Gwagnar, I forgot. I'm frazzled, and truth be told, they probably have the vid or something else really bad. So I'm hanging in there. But yeah, we put this geekery up overnight, and we're just going to fade out with this. So I'm going to take everyone out of the chat and hang around. I'll put you back in, but we'll just keep this up, and as a thank you to Mike, and God bless everyone, and thank you. Thank you. Oh, Gwag was here earlier, Mars Monkey Mac. So I don't know if he's still here, but thank you to Gwagnar for that. Yep. So everyone will have a safe, happy, healthy 4th of July. Thank you for hanging out with us, and God bless Mike Clobber Times Alonzo. Will never be forgotten.